ADOS, free men indigenous. We got shot callers, we got activists, we got politicians, we got lawyers for you. But don't knock us for being great. Delineate, and now we're singing, hey, it's all about the lineage, baby. 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 Can't nobody take our pride. Can't nobody hold us down, no. We gotta keep on moving. They keep on moving the goalposts. Oh no, no. Broken alliance everywhere. Arrows in every spirit. Let's be very clear. We ain't letting up. We ain't getting up. It's our throne. We built it. It's our home. Take your shoes off. It's all about the lineage, baby. Oh no, it's all about the lineage, baby. It's all about the lineage, baby. Oh no, it's all about the lineage, baby. Now what y'all wanna be? FBA, ADOS, free men indigenous. We got shot callers, we got activists, we got politicians, we got lawyers for you. But don't knock us for being great. Delete it. Now we're seeing, hey, yeah. Can't nobody take a pride. Can't nobody hold us down, no. We gotta keep on moving. We keep on moving the goals. Oh no. Broken alliance everywhere. Broken arrows in every spear. Let's be very clear. We ain't letting up. We ain't getting up. It's our throne. We built it. It's our home. Take your shoes off. It's all about the lineage, baby. Oh no. It's all about the lineage, baby. It's all about the lineage, baby. Oh no. It's all about the lineage, baby.
My boy, I don't want to. I kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, just for the record. Now, when you say it's coming from, what's coming from a BS? Like when you say it's coming from, what's coming from Tariq Nasheed?
Okay. But all right, what you want me? You just asked me two questions. You want me to tell you what how is it negative, or what is it about Tariq Nasheed
I never
that makes it
say
negative? Which one?
No. See, I asked you one question. I asked nothing about Tariq. I said you said it's coming from a BS ninja, right? I'm saying what is the it's? What's the it's that's coming from him? What's the it's?
Okay, it's a separation that's built off just being condescending, disrespectful, separating blacks, and just throwing a wrench into the game. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that.
No, I don't, because that didn't come from him, by the way.
Right.
ADOS was before Tariq Nasheed.
It was.
Okay, and Cobra was before ADOS, right?
Yeah, but even those groups, they get down was not like Tariq Nasheed.
Okay, so watch this. So I just played earlier Floyd Mayweather, Raven Simone, and Smokey Robinson, all saying the same thing as far as separating themselves by name. Like I don't want to be called this because I'm lumped up to other blacks. I'm a unique black man in this world that has roots to this country and nothing else. My origins. So Raven Simone, Smokey Robinson, and Floyd Mayweather all said that, right? And apart. Okay.
It's funny. It's funny you mentioned Raven Simone.
Yeah.
Tariq Nasheed. When I spoke to you the other day, you asked me how long did I know Tariq Nasheed? I believe
Yeah.
I told you I first heard of him, in 2018
Okay.
or something like that. It was around that time.
Yeah.
Around the time, this is significant. Around the time I first came in the introduction of this man, he was coming at Raven Simone. ain't the irony in that you bring up Raven Simone? He was coming at her and saying she had I think she was talking to Oprah, and she was like, "I'm not African American. I'm American." And Tariq got at her, and Tariq,
why you do that?
typical Tariq,
Let's sit down.
and I find it real funny because grifters change their hat. He rebranded. The
All right.
Tariq today would applaud Raven Simone, but the Tariq back then was going at her. Ain't that some shit?
Well, I mean, that's what you're saying. You got to source up on that. But look, okay, so
Okay.
well, hold on. Let me respond.
Why don't you just YouTube
Let me just
Tariq
respond.
Nasheed,
Okay,
Raven Simone?
let me just respond real fast to everything. Okay, what I established earlier, because you said it's coming from that BS ninja, and I said, what's the it's? And you said the ideology of this separation thing. Okay, so what I did was I dispelled that. So I'm beyond Tariq Nasheed. You're stuck there. I'm saying the idea, the concept that he adopted was before him. I mentioned ADOS, and then I mentioned NCOBRA. Okay, so I mentioned two organizations that had that idea.
Right, and I responded to you. I said those groups, their entire get down is completely different from Tariq Nasheed. ADOS had an actual political movement. They actually were trying to achieve something politically with an actual legitimate argument.
Okay, well, hold on.
You understand?
No, I'm lost. Okay, so I'm gonna go backwards a little bit because I want to catch you up to where I'm at.
Okay.
Because I think you took what I said and went somewhere else. You're not listening to what I'm saying. I'm saying the concept of that we are a unique black people, unique black people in this country from other black people across the world, overseas, and also that come into this country. We're not just simply black like them. We're not simply African American like them. We're not simply Black American like them. We have different origins, and our origins stem from in the last, let's say, 400 years. Our origins go to this country. You guys and everybody else's origins who would come here or not even come here. Your origins are somewhere else overseas. So I was saying that concept is light years before Tariq Nasheed. So what I find interesting is that when people have an issue with the concept, they mentioned Tariq Nasheed, and I'm like, hey, you might want to just separate that and just say you're against him for whatever reason. But whatever the reason is, don't attach the concept to it. The concept was way light years before Tariq Nasheed. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
We just got different opinions and different stances on that. That's okay.
Okay, but do you understand what I'm saying? I'm saying that the concept.
I understand what you said perfectly, bro.
Okay, cool. Because you have when Barack Obama first ran for president, right? When he first announced his candidacy, right? And for 2004, when I say many, what we call now foundational Black Americans were saying he's not one of us to white people. And when white people say, hey, you're going to have your first Black president, we were like, hey, he's not Black like us. Like, we didn't have a term like ADOS or FBA, but we just were saying he wasn't Black like us. So of course we would confuse people because he looks Black, right? Like us. He looks like us.
Hey, I'm not going to stop you right here.
Yeah. But you're breaking up. But you are breaking up. You're breaking up really badly.
You hear me now?
Talk again.
You hear me now?
Yeah, you sound a little better. I'll let you know. Go ahead.
I said I gotta stop you right there
Yeah, sure.
because that's just not true. Black people was pushing the shit out of Obama. That narrative you just said, that was not true, bro.
Well, let me just finish the
That
narrative.
wasn't true.
All right.
And here's the thing about it. You got to remember, you only from across the pond. It's not like you're from some region and I'm oblivious to what you're talking about. You're only from across the pond. That narrative you just said is not true.
All right. Can I just finish the
I mean, you
narrative?
can spell that now. You can say that
So,
now because right now it's very easy to like the narrative. The whole energy towards Obama has shifted, but back then, 07, 08,
okay.
absolutely not, bro.
Well, can I just finish the narrative? And you might agree. You kind of cut in prematurely, and you're going to
Right.
regret that. Okay. So, and you're going to regret that. Okay. So, brother, for one, I'm 47. I lived in Texas, Mississippi, North Carolina. I went to school in all those states. And I'm from Jersey, but right now I'm in South Carolina. Okay. So I lived in Texas, Mississippi, North Carolina. Most of my life was in New Jersey. And right now, as we speak, I'm in South Carolina. Okay. Where I called you from is from a South Carolina phone number. That's not New Jersey. Okay. Now, just now, I wasn't talking about, I wasn't giving you my opinion about how we view Obama. That was not my opinion. Okay. So
No,
what
you
I
didn't say
did,
it was your thing. You said that was something said back then
yeah,
by FBA. And I'm telling
yeah.
you, no, that wasn't.
Wait, okay, you got to slow down. Let me just finish the thought. Let me finish the thought.
All right.
Okay, so the people who watch this channel, they already know that's true. First of all, they heard it in their own circles, but I actually provided receipts. Okay, so when Obama was running, and we had Black American FBA political people who were running for positions that he was in. Oh, I forgot what were they running for in Illinois? But there was an FBA man, and the controversy was he was running off. He's not black like me. Okay, so not only him, you have Professor Kevin Brown, I think his name was, at that time, brother. I'm speaking about 2004. You had the New York Times saying what kind of black is Obama? You had the LA Times saying what type of Obama's black, but is black like who? You had talk shows who was getting on Obama, like the conservative side, who was getting on Obama saying, "Hey, ain't that ironic that he's at the Abraham Lincoln Memorial, whatever, who freed the slaves, but Obama is not a descendant of slaves." So he was basically saying Obama's cosplaying like he's one of them, and he's not. He's from Kenya. So this was the talking points. You had Deborah Dickerson, who was very vocal in saying Obama's not black, and when she was meaning by black, she was saying the black experience, and she narrowed it down to DOS. He's not a descendant of slaves. So that was the actual talking point at that time. You had many politicians, and you had many just regular people. And I remember,
Right.
uh,
All right. Can I chime in?
yeah, the last thing.
Right.
So I have a video in 1989 that I played already. 1989. See, the difference between me and most people is that I can, whatever I say, I can poof, osmosis, bring it to you. I have a video in 1989. Dr. Alim Muhammad was arguing that we're not African at all. We are a new black people. So we always knew that blacks, like, we appreciated blacks from all over the world, but we recognize them black. They're not black like us, and we would say when it'll be hard to describe it because we'll call you black. So we would just narrow it down to he's not a descendant of slaves. So DOS was going on way back in 1989. Like, that was a major talking point of our inner circle, and that's why it was important for me to establish I've been Black American FBA my entire life. All of my, I'm a descendant. My lineage go back to 1850. So, like, this is something you might not know, But in our barbershops, I was gonna say my boy Focus, who I debate a lot, on here. His dad was all that entire Obama run. He was saying he wasn't black. That was his major ministry in the barbershop. Obama's not black, right? So we know now. Am I saying 90% of us felt like that? Am I saying 60%? It might not be 50%, but it was a large wave of us saying he wasn't black. That's what I'm saying. It was way more than it should have been, right? Because that caught people off guard because he looked entirely black, and we're saying he's not black. But again, push to shove, we would say, "What do you mean?" We would say, "Okay, of course he's black, but he's not a descendant of slaves. He don't have the black experience, right?" That's what we were meaning by he wasn't black. But go ahead.
Well, I mean,
You're breaking up very badly. Yeah, I can't hear one thing you're saying.
I don't expect that you can't. I
can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
That's might a little better right now.
I don't expect that you couldn't bring up any exceptions. I'm talking the collective. The collective was not.
Well, I mean,
not
so
on.
okay, so how would you know that? As a Jamaican man, how would you know what the Black American, the
This
FBA
man said the
collective?
Jamaican man. Wow.
Yeah. You had you got.
That was corny, bro.
You're not Jamaican?
It's not about that. It's about, that's like saying, were you sleeping? Were you in a coma back then, bro? What you mean? How do I know that?
Yeah. So we just talk freely, like so. All right. I mean, like
No, like
what Black
that,
American circles were you around? Like what barbershop conversations you were around that we were not saying he's not black? Like what black?
okay. Let me say this, because it's giving up. First of all, it's giving off this energy like I'm some Obama dude. But let me say this.
No, it's really not.
When
It's
it
not at
comes
all.
to a black person, it comes to a black person who is, how could I say, properly
Let go.
showing quote unquote proper behavior from educational institutions, professionals, he's always going to come across that scrutiny. Yo, is this man really black? So that's nothing new. Whether Obama was American or foreign, that's not new. What I'm saying is, when Obama was running, black people collectively were backing Obama. That narrative you saying, that was some shit in little basements said by irrelevant niggas. That was not collective experience. Not even close. Not even close. So it makes no sense to even talk about it. Like not even close to like even to even make it a discussion. Black people were backing Obama like crazy back then. That was the collective experience back then. Know what I'm saying? Yesterday's price is not today's price. I understand Obama is not viewed as no hero or whatever right now. I understand that. I'm talking about back in 07, back in 08. Black people backed that nigga in large numbers. Period. Man, you could try to spin it, you could try to do whatever you want, but I'm telling you what it is.
All right. Can I talk now? I was totally quiet on purpose. I was trying to lead by example. I was totally quiet till you got all out. Okay. So for one, I have to like I can tell that you're not one of us, like FBA ADOS or American Free. I could just tell. For one, well, by your accent give it away. But also you made the argument that we said Obama wasn't black because he was educated, bro. Dr. Khalid Muhammad, Johnny Cochran.
Why you put words in my mouth?
Okay,
I
dude,
did not say that.
This
I said
is you.
Black people. Oh my God! Let me just say something. I said black people is nothing new to see black people question the blackness of a man.
But what about the education part that you said?
Yes, and I brought up education.
Okay, repeat that point.
As an example.
Okay. So now let me. Okay. And you cut me in when I was rebutting you, right? Or responding, not rebutting,
All right,
responding.
go ahead.
Cool. I mean, just to say the same thing. Let go. Okay, so I was saying that I can tell, not just by your accent, but by your argument right there. We never question a black person's blackness because they were highly educated. Like that. That's a lie. We actually we actually questioned your blackness when you sounded like a white person. When you twisted your voice. Hello, guys. How are you? We questioned that, but we always had highly educated people amongst us. And I mentioned a couple that's like actually in the Afrocentric spheres. We had Malcolm X, was very articulate. You had Dr. Khalid Muhammad, and we all love, extremely educated. We had Jesse Jackson, who we never questioned his blackness. And, you know, he came with some crazy words. So education was never a barometer for us to say, hey, this guy's not black because he's educated, and this guy is black because he's uneducated. Like that, I would look at that as like a non-FBA assessment outside looking in. So we never, that's not how we judge blackness. Again, we judge blackness off you maybe looking a certain way, like pulling your pants up to your stomach, looking like that, or like I said, adjusting your voice to sound a certain way. Like, hello guys, how are you? Like that's what we say you're not black, not by your articulation, your education. That's completely false. We always had highly educated black folks amongst us. So I just want to just say that was not the reason. It was and then also you said black folks were behind Obama, brother. Yes, that wasn't my actual overall point. I said we was questioning his blackness because America was pushing Obama like he's just like us. He represents us because they was trying to use him for an argument against like reparations or reparative damages. Like, hey, you don't need nothing. We'll give you Obama. And our rebuttal was, what's that doing for us? Like he's not black like us. That's not an African American president. So we felt like, of course, he would be pushed, but Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, and other qualified, educated people who ran got zero support from white society. So we knew, like we seen that, we acknowledged that, and that was no confusion amongst us. But we were definitely behind him because he is black. You know, his color is black. He's from Africa. So a lot of us was behind. Then he's Democrat, right? He said 90% of us are Democrats. So we're gonna go with you. If you're an alien, you could be green, we're behind you. But we didn't like the narrative that he was just like one of us, like the coming from the stock of, the legacy of slavery. That narrative we resented and said, and that's what made us say he's not one of us. Only because that narrative that they were pushing. But had they not did that narrative and just said he's black, first black president, we would embrace him. But largely the support he got from us was because of his wife, because the early polls, he was not doing good in the early polls. It turned out when conservatives attacked his wife because she said some things in the public they found controversial, and the conservatives went at her, right? And she's clearly FBA. So that is when we got behind her as a result, getting behind Obama. But there was other candidates that was out there that were FBA and Democrat. And Obama numbers weren't that great as he started to campaign. That's from us. So you're talking about hindsight 22. So hindsight 22 is back on you because he got his support later in his campaign, wasn't it early? And again, it's only when they attack. It's only when they attack. It's only when they attack Michelle Obama.
Well, that's not true, bro.
Okay.
But I don't want to spend too much time on Obama.
Yeah, me either.
That's not true.
All right, cool. No problem. I mean, yeah. Okay. So we move on from there. what's your opinions on hip hop and rap, like the origins?
Origins?
Yeah.
Well, hip hop, origins of hip hop is this. In New York City, in New York was very impoverished back then, especially in places like the Bronx, which was like the poorest part of the fucking city. They had people, there were people, black people, and Latinos that was sprinkled in that mingled with the blacks. So that narrative Tariq is talking about, that's BS. But how hip hop, the origins of hip hop is not no. I think I didn't see that movie, but I know that the narrative is that it came from doo-wops and that music, that 50s stuff, and I'm like, no. And I'll prove that to you right now, and to anyone that says that. You can't show me a man in a suit with his hair slicked and parted talking about that's hip-hop origins. That's contrary to itself, because hip-hop origins is birthed out of rebellion. You can't put on a suit talking about you the origins of hip-hop. You have to put on your street clothes. You're completely street. You're underground. This is before the Jews and everyone even started looking at this thing. This is an underground New York thing from the street. From the street. So how could a man in a suit with his hair slicked back and parted be origins of hip hop? That makes zero sense. But that could run past on people that just don't know no better. You understand?
No.
All right.
Yeah. I don't even know I don't know you're referencing. I don't know your starting point. I don't know if you even know the argument. Yeah, I don't know if you understand the argument. I don't think the argument is based on some guy in a suit with slick hair. I think the argument will be it goes from DJing, I think hip hop. Well, not hip hop, but yeah, a lot of hip hop was DJing early on. And yes, I think they go like to the early DJs and people like that as like some type of starting point. I'm not the most, well versed on this topic, my damn self. But like from the little bit I ain't watched the movie either, not yet. But the little bit I heard, I think that was their starting point. But we can move on from there. Okay, just wanted to get your, see what you know about that. All right. Yeah, I ain't the most, but I do pay attention to some of the debates, but no point. All right. Let me see what else. So when you say grifting, since you wanted to talk about him, we could talk about him briefly. So just lay it all out, like as much as you can. I'll try to, if I disagree with something, I'll just, respond.
What's your question?
Tariq, you said the grifting and things like that. You might could start there. Like, what do you mean? Can you explain what you mean by grifting?
Okay. All right. That's a good question. A lot of people don't really know the difference between grifting and scamming. So when a person says treating she's a grifter, I even seen him do this. Himself. So he'll say, "Who did? Oh, I mean," they'll say he's a scammer. He'll say, "Who did I scam? Who did I scam?" That would be his rebuttal.
That'd be anybody's. If you call me that,
that's the wrong thing to call him. And
if you call me that, I'll say the same thing.
That's the wrong thing to call him. Huh?
Okay. No, I'm agreeing with you. But guys, it's the wrong thing. But what's the right thing?
Yeah, I would say that's the wrong thing to call him. Not a scammer. He'd have most likely been in jail by now if he was scamming.
I said the same thing. I'm like, isn't scam? Okay, so define. Yeah, go ahead. Define. Wait, first of all, define what it is.
What a grifter does, he would he basically sells information or product that he doesn't even believe in. It's all to extract money out of you.
Yeah, but
You
how would
understand?
you? Yeah, but
So
how would you be able to?
basically, it's a moral. It's like it's a moral. It's not illegal. It's a moral.
All right, let me respond to that. How would you confirm that somebody don't believe in
Okay.
something that they're selling? Like, how would you know that personally?
Okay. All right. Well, do you
Yeah,
want me to
I
give
would
you an
love to.
example with Tariq? Let me just use Tariq. We're talking about him. I'll give you an example.
Yeah, I would love to know
I'll
how
give
you
you an
know
example.
somebody true intentions. Go ahead. This is beautiful.
Okay. Let me give you an example. I got so much, but let me give you two that come to mind.
Yeah.
Two that come to mind. A couple of years ago, Tariq Nasheed, he sold a product called Ogun juice. Yo, what Ogun? First off, let's talk about what is Ogun. Oh, I'm not super knowledgeable, but I do have vague knowledge of who Ogun is. Ogun is a spiritual deity based out of Africa. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he's a god of war. Because all these gods and stuff, they're all interchangeable when you go around the world. They come back full circle. I think he's like Africa's version of Ares, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So now Mr. Shit on Africa he brands something Ogun and is a pepper spray. Now, mind you, the man is on a whole campaign insulting Africa, insulting this, insulting that, but he comes out with a pepper spray called Ogun juice. Says, and wait, and says, yo, if Ahmad Arbery had some
I
of
just
this,
want some examples.
if Ahmad Arbery had some Ogun juice, man, he'll be alive, man.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, bro. Let me just see what this is calling me. 1 second. Let me just see what this is. I don't know this number. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, you didn't click over. Yeah, this guy got a lot of imaginary. He got a lot of imagination. I think he's guilty of like hating somebody so much he just make up stuff for them.
Bro, that person that called me, that was like a listener. Yeah. And I don't know if he called me by mistake, but I think he's trying to join the conversation or something. So I don't know how you do that. I don't know if you send the link. I don't know how you do it. But
give him the same. Yeah, just forward him what I sent you. Just forward it to them. I mean, but they you know what they gotta do? They gotta kind of wait. Remember last time? I think we're having a good build. I think we're not, we're disagreeing, but I think it's friendly. I don't think.
All right, however you want to do. All right, better. However you want to do it. But the cat, he listening though. But whatever.
Yeah, but look, do this. Wait, hold on. God damn, do this. Send her the number, but let them know. We'll let them know when to call in because we're having a good conversation, and once it winds down, they can call in and. Okay, so when you say he was pooping on Africa, what do you mean? Like he just dissing Africa at the time?
Come on, man. Just go to his YouTube channel and just look at his videos. I don't gotta waste time with that. That'll be the easiest thing. You say you like receipts, just go to his YouTube channel and just look at his videos. Well, that's the easiest way for me to answer that.
Well, I can guarantee you, I definitely watch more videos than you. And matter of fact, you had gave a starting point. You gave a starting point. You said 2018. Like that's not good research because 2018, I believe he was definitely angry at the diaspora and the continent at that point, but more so the continent, but also the diaspora, but the continent. So 2018, I know exactly how he was feeling because it's documented. I watch his videos and I share them. So during 2018, he was not dissing countries. He was dissing people in the country who he believed were coons and bedwenches. You know, he would diss certain people from Africa, certain individuals, not Africa itself, not nobody country. He'll diss the individual. Let's say if they were like crying over some white guy, or they were like promoting some white Jesus. Like he was on them for that. Or like they were bigging up their white husband because he's white. You know, he's just so much better than black men. So I already know what he was on in 2018. That's what he was on. And he started to question. 2018 was the first time he was questioning global empowerment. So he was preaching global empowerment, and then he started to question global empowerment because of different people from the diaspora and the continent. He believed they weren't on code, like they were like using white supremacist talking points, especially when they spoke about FBAs, right? So that's what most of his content was in 2018. I know I clipped them in all those videos. Now, okay, good. Up. Okay, so the Ogun thing, right? The Ogun's pepper spray. Again, he was promoting that when he was all inclusive, when he was preaching black global empowerment, right? That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna promote something for everybody, right? Not just FBAs. Right? He promoted something for everybody at that time, and it was global empowerment. Okay, he even did a documentary for Haiti, so he was definitely team empowerment, but he started to quote.
Ahmaud Arbery died in 2020, one or two, or something like that, or 2020. What are you talking about?
What about? I mean, you just said something. You didn't.
He was already on his anti-African shit when he came out with that, and that's just
I don't think
one
you're
of the
all right.
many ways. I just can't. You just asked me on the spot.
Okay, I got it. I understand. Like we're just freestyling. I get it. But if I mentioned Ahmaud Arbery, I don't even know why you mentioned it. Like what did you didn't even prove something. You just said a name and made you didn't really say much. But anyway.
All right, I gave you a whole roadmap on how he's a grifter. I'll say it again.
No.
He has been on a campaign.
Wait. No. I want to have a conversation, a dialogue. You know, if you're going to talk against, say something new, please, let's not talk in circles. All right. So I responded, right? I gave you a timeline, his mentality, and what he was doing. And he was becoming frustrated with the diaspora and the continent. That's all. Anybody can look through his videos starting from January all the way down.
All right, so why don't you enlighten me on something, since you're more knowledgeable?
Yeah.
What is he frustrated of?
Okay. He's okay. Let me answer that real fast. He was frustrated with this all-inclusive ideology, this all-inclusive on code. He felt like the diaspora and the continent should have had more loyalty to black people and not their oppressors, and what he would say, white zaddy. So that was his main frustration. He felt like, which is true, right? Because those African countries and those African islands, right? They are the majority. Like they are all, pretty much dark. Jamaicans, and Haiti is Haitian. Like there's really no white oppressive class that's dominating. So white racism is something that we experience uniquely over here from other black people, and we kind of don't understand that. So we kind of pitch that on or paste that on other black people across the world unfairly, right? It's not until we actually get put on by somebody from the diaspora or the continent, was not until we look at it deeply and say, hey, our problem really ain't theirs. Like they don't deal with white supremacy in their land, just affecting them at all levels, right? So that's his fault. That's our fault. FB, it's our fault for believing we have a shared struggle. We got a common enemy, obviously, but we don't have a shared struggle. Okay, so that's what. So that was some of the frustration. Go ahead.
And I want you to be honest. You don't find it very funny that when Tariq was, very Pan-African, if you want to say that.
He was never Pan-Africanist. So I got to stop you there. Like he was never Pan-Africanist. But go ahead.
You ever watch Hidden Colors?
Yeah. I watched
You ever
all
watch
of them.
Hidden Colors 1? You ever watch Hidden Colors 1 and 2?
I'm gonna say, yeah, definitely. I watched those over. I watched all of them but the last. I didn't watch the last one with Polite. I didn't watch that one.
Put it like this. Hidden Colors is so fucking it's so much pseudo we was kings African shit that I think if I was to tie Tariq to a chair and make him watch that shit, he'll fucking cry.
Wait. Hold on. But what's the argument? Wait, but hold on, brother. Listen, you got to stay.
So
close.
my argument is this. Yeah. My argument is this. That those are two extremes. Those are two extremes.
All right, hold on.
From the man that made Hidden Colors.
Wait, just hold on. Hold on. Because you kind of confused me. You charged him with being a Pan-Africanist. I said, nah, that's not true. And then you went to Hidden Colors. So I'm thinking you're going to Hidden Colors as a reference point of how Pan-Africanist he was, right? But you didn't. You just said how you believe the information is it's
that's
suitable.
Exactly what I just did, bro. What are you talking about? That's exactly what I did.
What did you do?
I said Hidden Colors 1 and 2. I said the rhetoric that Tariq puts out today, the man he is today, I feel if you were to tie him down to a chair and make him watch Hidden Colors 1 and 2, that will make him angry. That movie would have to anger him.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Bro, Tariq shits on stuff that's not even half as uplifting to Africa as Hidden Colors.
Wait.
There's no way in hell he stands behind Hidden Colors today.
Okay, hold on, stop. Give me an example.
There's no way.
Listen. All right, hold on.
No way.
Brother, okay, you're just
Bro, you say give you an example.
Wait. I didn't even finish the thought. Damn, bro, relax. I hate when y'all do that, man. I'm talking to you like a grown man. We're having a conversation. You're making charges, many of them. I'm trying to slow you down to one of them. Come on, relax, man. So I'm saying, what in Hidden Colors 1 and 2 that you're implying that if he was to rewatch it, he would be like, being tortured? Give me an example of something, bro,
the entire movie, bro. The entire movie, bro. The entire movie.
Do you remember what the entire? Okay, which one? 1 or 2? Which one? 1 or 2?
I seen a cat on YouTube one time. His name was Taz something. His name was Taz something. He had a video. Was it him? I'm not. Matter of fact, the person's name is irrelevant.
So you're gonna reference a edited heavy? I mean, bro, we can't do that. All right, look.
So let's hold on. The person had a video that said, they said, "Yo, I'm gonna drink every time they say Africa in this movie," because it was a person that was criticizing the flip flop. I think the person's name was Taz, but that's irrelevant.
Yeah, I can make a video right now.
The flip flop.
Brother, I can make a video.
And they said, "Yo, I was drinking to every time he said Africa," and the dude had to stop.
Yeah,
I can't go no more.
Hey,
I can't go no more.
Listen, okay, hold on, brother. You're not being coherent. Like you're not standing on something. Just hold on. Again, see, we're at a place now. This is why I kind of ain't want to talk to Tariq, because you guys be like, we were having a good conversation. We were agreeing to disagree, right? It was no problem with that. Really respectfully and real politely. Okay, but we were taking turns talking. I kind of want to bring up Tariq for that reason. Like you guys got this, I don't know what's in it for you guys, but you guys got this thing for him. And I'm not gonna call it something. I'm gonna just say it like that. Just let me finish. You guys got this thing for him where the conversation is no longer a dialogue. It becomes a rant of how much you hate them and you don't like this. And then when I try to stop you one by one, each thing you don't like and hate, you guys don't let me do it. So you went from hidden colors,
Okay.
you went from brother, you went from charging him with things in hidden colors, 1 and 2, right? That you were saying, I guess he's anti those things now. So I was trying to get a picture because I remember 1, 2, and 3 like really well. So I was trying to get an example of something in Hidden Colors 1, 2, and 3 that he no longer believes and he speaks against. I thought you were going to go there. That's what I would have done as a journalist and a great researcher that I am. I would have said, hey, brother, and I know we're freestyling. I don't expect you to, we're freestyling. I don't expect you to like have it down packed. I'm sure next time we speak, you might, if you want to, you might go ahead and look into it a little deeper. And the next time, you could have the receipts ready. But I'm saying for right now, it's not fair for you to stand hard, 10 toes down on these charges, and you're not doing a good job of providing like some type of proof for the charges.
Okay.
So
Let me rebuttal to that.
and wait, then lastly, you mentioned a guy who made a video, a chopped up a video. Bro, I got a guy right now who chopped up my video, right, and had me agreeing to something I didn't agree to. It's like anybody can do that, bro.
It wasn't chopped, but here's
sure,
the thing.
every video is edited.
So would you disagree?
That's copyright
Here's a
infringement. They
question
play
for
it straight up.
Here's a direct question to you.
Yeah.
Would you disagree that the theme of Hidden Colors 1 and 2 were that our position in America is not our origins? This is our origins, and this is how great we were. Would you disagree that that's not the theme of that movie? That's a yes or no question, because you want to keep things simple so we can keep it moving. So let's just keep it yes or no. That's yes or no question.
Okay. So well, your assessment, no. If I got to lean on your assessment, then it's no. Okay.
Okay.
Now let me explain where I think he was going. I think he was explaining the hidden Black history across the world. Had nothing to do with us over here. Okay. He was connecting Blackness, right? Because we're all Black people. And he was showing Black people over here that's not talked about, that did some notable things, or who was forgotten about or even extinct. And then he'll show Black people over this part of the world, hey, don't forget about these people. Like, it's called Hidden Colors. So he's revealing what was the Black people across the world and findings, inventions. He was revealing that to to us, but also outside of Black people are non-Black. Like, hey, look, you guys, you can't wipe us out of history. You can't whitewash us. Look what we did over here. We were here. And that's how I got that. I didn't see that as an origin video for Black Americans. I didn't see that as that.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, and the reason why I paused, because I had to think about it. I mean, these movies are like 15, 20 years old. Like, let me think about, and then it just came to. So now, let me say this. You have the right to conclude, right? Because, you're a grown man with an opinion, and, you deserve an opinion. Like, you have the right to look at Tariq Nasheed's body of work and disagree, disapprove, and have constructive or destructive criticism. Like, that's your right. Nobody can take that away from you, and nobody can call you bad for being like that, right? That's, everybody ain't for everybody, you dig? So you might feel like, hey man, it's the way he moves and operate, I don't respect it. And I'm not saying you can't feel like that, but because there's some people I don't like, and bro, I can't really pinpoint exactly what it is, right? I can't explain it, and justify it. It just makes some people you just don't like. So I get it. But if you're trying to make arguments of things you don't like, I'm sure there's some things you can point to that he's done that you could say, hey man, I don't like that. It's distasteful, and like the whole puppet thing. I understand, hey, that's petty. You could say those things. But if you make claims like grifting or he switched up. I'm interested in that. And like you really didn't do a good job of convincing me that of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I can get why you don't like him because he has a he's playful, he's petty, that's not for everybody. That's not for everybody. Everybody don't like Dave Chappelle. You take people like him, people don't. And other folks, everybody don't like when people hear Denzel Washington talk, a lot of people don't like him. They're like, nah, he ain't for me. So like you have that right. But um but just in 2025, like he's very vocal about delineation and let me just try to give you the best example I could think of what it means is nothing negative. Like I think we have to delineate. Well, we have to. Think we have to, but we are the only ethnic group that never really did because every ethnic group pretty much got their own country. So when the colonizers left the Caribbean, when they left Africa, they left those regions to black people. So black people were able to call themselves something without, whatever they want at that time, right? So when the colonizers left Jamaica, it was Jamaica. I think Jamaica is like named after some um, um, indigenous, you know, name that was like a remix of an indigenous, language. I think Haiti also. I think Nigeria is from the Niger, region or valley, something like that. But because we never were left to ourselves, we were just left in America, like stuck in America. We never were left like isolated like everybody else. We were the only blacks to never delineate. Like we were stuck here with white people. So now we're saying, hey, and we thought Negro was a delineated term. We thought color was too, but color is used in South Africa for like mulattoes and Negroes. They call everybody Negro. They call African Negroes. They call the Caribbean Negroes. Marcus Garvey, UNIA is Negro. The word Negro is there. So we realized, hey, okay, Negro is not a delineating term like Jamaican or Haitian or Zimbabwean. So we was like, hey, okay, black. But we're all black. Obama's the first president, and he's Kenyan. So we're like, okay, first black president, and he's Kenyan. So we're like, okay, black's not it. And then we're African American, but so is Elon Musk, right? So we're like, okay, we're Black American, but so is everybody else who comes to this country that's black, right? And they could just live here for like 5, 6 years, or be second gen, and they're Black American too. So we really didn't have an exclusive term long enough that just fits us, that cannot be all inclusive. Okay, so what I don't deny is that you're black and I'm black. I don't deny you have African origins, and I do too. So we both can be called African American, we both can be called Black American and black. And some might call us both African, but what they can't call both of us is a descendant of slaves, right? In this country. And they can't call white people that either. The Chinese who came over here and did some indentured servitude work, they can't call them that. The Irish, the Italians. So now we feel like we got permanent ethnic identifiers that delineate, and all that really means is it draws the line. Say, okay, now we're carving out a name for ourselves, but that doesn't mean we're no longer black, and we don't have that. Don't mean we can't be team black empowerment against, we just feel like, okay, this is, we see what white folks are doing. You guys probably not paying attention, but white folks are very deceitful, and we see what they're doing with this blackness, this where it's being all inclusive with black people across the world. But we see that it's going to be stretched to like people like Elon Musk. We see that game coming. So we're like, okay, all right, let's do it now. Das, descendants of slaves, American descendants of slaves. You could say foundational. You could say, American freedmen. Those terms really just go to one people, because when we were founding this country, it was during slavery. When we were, so all those terms point back to slavery in this country. That's all that means. That doesn't mean we don't want allies from black countries and diaspora. Doesn't mean that. So I think people just take it the wrong way.
All right, so let me say this to that. Why, if the FBA is mobilizing and delineating, as you say, and here's the thing, I truly, because we have two different views on society. I truly don't adhere to the whole FBA separation. I don't view you guys as any different from myself. I don't care about the titles and things of that nature. But I would say this. It would behoove y'all, and it would benefit me and every black person in this country if black people were to put that energy into establishing an actual culture. And I believe I spoke to you on that the last time I was on the phone with you.
Okay.
That's when the shit just went all over the place. And I never got to explain what the hell I was saying. There was a brother on the phone. He said,
it was too many people on the line.
I remember exactly what he said. He said, did you know Shabba Ranks? He said, Shabba Ranks. Because he's saying this because I got a Jamaican background. So he said, did you know Shabba Ranks was influenced by Black American music? And I said, bro, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? I just said black people in America never established an actual culture. You talking about music and samples? That's what you took from that?
Wait, so maybe we need this.
I think it's best I explain it and land my plane properly.
Sure.
On the landing strip.
Before you do, because it's gonna be like so I want you to, but let me just respond to one thing real fast. When you say you don't see yourself different than us, to us to us that's dangerous, because now you're saying that you are eligible for reparations for descendants of slaves. So for us, we don't take that lightly, and so for you to say that.
Well, here's my response to that.
Yeah.
Here's my response to that.
Mm-hmm.
For one, if reparations were ever dispersed and it was for the people who descended from the slavery on this land by actual slave owners, whether it be private citizen or the government, then I can't refute that. It is what it is. But we're going to have this political view based on a concept of reparations or something that we wishful thinking. I mean, let's just be honest. Reparations most likely may never happen. This payout that motherfuckers want because motherfuckers love money so goddamn much may never happen. Let's deal with reality.
Wait, how about
let's deal with reality.
Okay, hold on, brother, because the chat and people in the future, it can view this as like you have a deep-seated hatred against us, kind of like a white supremacist. Hold on, let me explain.
Oh my God.
Let me explain. You just said the love of. Okay, you said the love of. You said the love of money. When, how about it's not about the money, it's justice for the ancestors. It's just justice. The legacy of slavery is why we are screwed up today in this country. This system of racism never went anywhere. It's still here. Like, we're affected disproportionately of everything that's meaningful in this country between white people and black people. We are far removed from anything positive. You could look at jobs, you can look at college, just anything, home loans, all these things. We are disproportionately affected, 8 times worse, or 8 times less likely to get it over white people. Even the name Jamal, like this research, the name Jamal is got a 50% chance of a callback when a name like Johnny got like a 90% chance of callback. So like we're still being affected by systemic racism. So it didn't go anywhere. Yeah, but we don't. I'm sure a lot of us cringe when you said money. It's like, money is part of it because it's going to help repair. They locked us out of wealth. See, I don't expect you to know our history in this country, but just real quick, white folks locked us out of wealth for 100 years while they chewed up all the wealth. So much so, when the Civil Rights was passed and the FHA, Federal Fair Housing Act, when that was passed, brother, we only own 0.5% of the wealth, and white folks own 99 something else percent of the wealth. So like they systematically locked us out of the wealth. Still now. So yeah, so money was an argument point that they got to share the wealth. They got to redistribute the wealth. It's owed to us for one, but we can never level up on that level at all with the money that lopsided. I mean, that's ridiculous. 99 to have like 50 cents basically. You got $99.50, right? You're supposed to share it with me, but you gave me 2 quarters, and we're supposed to at some point be even. And then they draw stats and comparisons between us and them like it's fair. So I wouldn't expect you to understand all that, but to reduce reparative justice to being greedy, again, that is a right-wing extremist conservative talking point, some supremacist talking point.
Right.
It is. Like okay. I don't even know the rebut. I don't know how you rebut that. It's just truth. But go ahead. I don't know how you can rebut truth. But go ahead.
I'm just I want to go on record and say this about my actual views on things, on life, and just my personality. Period. I don't really remember titles and narratives.
You're breaking up again. You are breaking up. You are breaking up.
You hear me? You hear me?
Talk again. Yeah, you're still fading out to robotic stuff.
You hear me now?
Yeah, you better.
All right. I deal with the actual reality of things. So what I mean when I say
wait. So you deal with reality, and 43 million FBA Americans, we deal with what type of reality?
Yeah, man. I mean, sometimes I could tell you passionate about a certain topic, but you gotta let me get a word in, bro.
You been cut me. Yeah. I respectfully chimed in.
I don't cut you off. You actually cut me off when I'm about to start cooking, and it look like you make it look like I cut you off, but I never cut you off.
Brother, you might want to get your phone.
When you watch this video, when you go back and watch this video, I don't be cutting you off. You be cutting me off.
Okay, brother, go ahead.
All right. When I say I deal with reality, I deal with what's in front of me and what's understood. Black people, we could say that because it sounds good. Like, I want the justice for my predecessor, man. I want the justice for my ancestor. But in our actual behavior, we're not thinking about the man of yesterday, bro.
Really?
And you don't have to agree with that, but that's just how I view things.
Yeah, but you're not tied to his land.
When I see it, you know what I'm saying? If you want to shit on people, hold on. If you want to,
you asked me a question. You said, "Nah, I'm saying." I said, "No."
Wait. All right. If you want to, if FBA want to shit on people because of a prospective payout that may never ever happen.
Wait, how are we shitting on people?
This is silly.
But you keep saying stuff and you're not explaining. You're just saying stuff. How did it come to we're shitting on people? Explain. Nothing I said to you about reparations or delineations.
How we got to this point? Let me just bring you back. All right, hold on. How we got to this point?
No.
I said,
just explain. Just explain how we're shitting on people.
I'm explaining, bro.
Okay.
Then you say you don't cut me off. This is crazy, man.
Yeah, well, no, I need to clarify because you are making charges. I'm like, damn, is he gonna ever prove one of these charges?
Let me explain, brother. I don't talk slow, bro.
Yeah, but you
talk slow.
incoherent.
You can't say I'm a slow talking nigga. Just let me land the goddamn plane, my nigga.
Yeah, we don't use the N word.
You said,
That's kind of outdated, bro. But
all
go ahead.
right, okay. You said, when I said I don't view myself as any different, you said that here's the problem we have with that. That's dangerous because you impeding on what we have coming. And I'm like, bro, hold on. I'm like, bro, I'm just talking about from a community aspect and an identity aspect. You gonna push me out for a prospective payout that may never happen, bro? Do you know how goofy that sounds?
No, I don't.
But I'm not personally bothered. It doesn't rattle me.
I don't know why you
It
would be
bothers me,
personally
but it
bothered.
doesn't bother me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It bothers me, but it doesn't bother me. And I can show you if you want to know how it bothers me.
Just help me land your plane, bro.
And
No,
if you want to know how it doesn't,
I don't. Just land your plane so I can talk. That's all. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, you go ahead, man. Because every time we talking about something, you change the subject.
I was letting you go just now, but you wanted to go. Look,
no, I finished what I was saying as far as you said. You asked me how you should, and I explained it. So you go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Well, one thing we can't do is talk over each other, right? So now,
right.
You were explaining something, and then you said, in the midst of explaining something that you never really explained, in the midst of that, you said, and if you really want, I can tell you why it affects me. I'm like, no, I don't. You asked a question. I'm saying, no, don't do that. Just stick with the original point. I'm saying, don't tell me how you feel, or not right now, not in the same point you're making. Maybe let me go and then you go in, but don't add that in this one because it's going to be so long that. Okay, so a couple of things you said. I'm actually writing it down. Okay, so you keep saying we're shitting on people. Tariq's talking about Africa, and you haven't proved that. You haven't even attempted to prove that. Okay, and secondly, you said it's bullshit that we don't want justice for our ancestors and our conditions today is bullshit. We just want money. Again, that's a white supremacist. I'm gonna call it what it is. That is a extremist white supremacist talking point. That's some Nick Fuentes, Jared Taylor. Right, but now you're cutting it.
What you call it?
Right, but
no, I'm not calling it. Okay. That's just me just throwing a little.
Sit down. Okay, cool.
Little opinion, but I just said call it what you call it.
Yeah, exactly what I was doing. Right. Okay. Anyway, so, but those are white supremacist talking points. I wouldn't expect you to know white supremacist talking points against FBAs. You're not FBA. I wouldn't expect you to know that. Okay. So anyway, I mean, unless you think you're FBA, then that's a different discussion. Okay. Secondly, you said something about.
Are you trolling when you say that, man? Are you being funny? Are you serious? I just gotta ask you.
Well, it depends on which thing I said. You think I'm trolling? Which thing? Which statement?
When you just said, I don't expect you to because you're not FBA, but if you may be active, when you like, is that like a joke?
Okay.
That's gotta be a joke. You can't be serious, bro.
All right, so I'm gonna keep going. So you said that, and then you said culture. You said we gotta have one culture. You didn't even finish that thought. I was waiting for you to finish that thought.
This is what I said.
So you're cutting in again.
Let me tell you what I said about the culture.
So you're gonna cut in. Wait. So you're gonna. So remember, you said if I run this back,
I can't stop you and just correct you what I said.
Wait a minute. When I did that, you said I was cutting in.
That's cutting you off.
Wait a minute. Then how was I cutting you off? All right. Anyway, let me finish my point. God damn. This guy he really is struggling to like stay focused. Right. So let me say this. I'll be very short, and you can go. I promise you, I'm gonna be like 5 seconds. You kept saying culture, and you didn't really elaborate. So go ahead. That's all I was gonna say.
Okay. I said FBA, those who claim FBA, it will be much better off for them, me, black people in America, period. If they were to put that energy that they're mobilizing to delineate from everyone else into establishing a culture. That's what I said, bro.
Okay, so what is your definition of culture? Because maybe we got different definitions of culture, because we got culture, but maybe you got a different definition than us of what culture is. What's your definition of culture that we don't have, that we have to establish?
That I'm saying we're lacking here. That I'm saying Black Americans are lacking, because culture is various things. What am I saying? Black America is lacking?
No, not what we're lacking. You said we don't have culture. Culture has a real definition. So I go by that definition. And by that definition, we have more culture than probably anybody in this world. So I want to know, what is your definition of culture that we don't have? Because you must got your own definition. You obviously got your own definition.
How about this?
Yeah.
If you say your FBA is rich in culture,
yeah,
I wanna put the burden of proof on you.
Sure.
Why don't you prove that to me?
Okay.
Prove to me that FBA is rich in culture. Amongst what you said, everyone in the FBA has the most culture in the world?
Yeah, probably in the world.
All right. Prove that to me. And you're a very analytical guy, so this should be very easy for you.
Brother,
go ahead.
You're right. This is going to be very easy for me. Okay.
Right. So, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to actually just listen, because I do want to hear this.
No, I don't mind you.
Interject at all.
I actually don't mind you chiming in, because I don't lose focus like you do.
I don't want to chime in for this one. I don't want to chime in. I just want to hear you lay it out.
All right. Give me a second. I took some notes. Took some notes for you. I'm very analytical, and I'm very well formatted. I don't like to freestyle and wing it. Okay. But
here's what I am gonna do. As you say these things, I'm gonna write certain things down, and especially if it's contrary to what I have to say, and then I'll rebuke what you say. That's what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna let you say. I'm gonna let you.
Do you want to? You want to at least try to give us your working definition of culture, so I could understand what you think culture is, or you don't have a definition of what is culture? You are breaking up very badly, brother.
Culture.
You are breaking up very, very, very badly.
I'm gonna just, you know.
I hear you now.
All right,
let him go.
I'll just say what culture is in a vague manner, no dictionary meaning or nothing.
Oh, okay. It's just some stuff you made up. I got it. Go ahead.
That's a matter of name. If you think that's the same outcome, this conversation is not.
Okay.
It's the customs and traditions of a specific group of people.
Brother, you are breaking up very. I should let you know that you are breaking up very badly.
Let me see if this is. Let me one second.
Because I don't want you to say all that, and then I'd be like, brother, I didn't hear you. And then you guys say it all over again. I didn't want to put you in that position.
Okay, I'm just going to give a basic definition of culture. Can you hear me?
A little better, but very badly.
You hear me now? You hear me now?
You sound better now.
All right. Culture, just basic one-on-one definition. The traditions and customs of a specific demographic. Just going to keep it simple.
Okay. All right. So let me give you a working model of the definition culture. You don't mind, do you? Okay.
Yeah,
so
that.
Culture.
You're gonna tie it all in with the FBA culture, right?
Can I just answer the question? I mean, you're trying to predict my position, which is going to be very tough. Like I'm not predictable at all. I could guarantee that. I have not.
No, that wasn't
I have a poker
prediction.
face. I have a poker face that's so serious because I'm a really good chess player, so you can't really let like when you have a good move coming, you can't let your opponent know, right? Or I'm a spade player as well. You can't let your opponent know you have a good hand. All right. Anyway, okay. So culture is the shared way of life of a group of people. It includes their values, what they believe is important. It includes their customs. Hold on a second. Let me get him. Let me get him laid down. He's way too excited. Here you go. I don't want my cartoons. Okay, you get your cartoons. You're gonna lay down now. Yeah. Come over here. Your cartoons. Get it. Come over here. Okay, and you get up. Dog, get up. Go. No. You get water later.
You there, brother?
Yeah, hold on one second.
Yeah, that's one word I forgot to say. Values. That's definitely there. But I just wanted to be quick.
All right. Had to get some water. So everybody got something to do. So go. Let you. Okay, give me. Come lay down. Come in your nose. Okay, go lay down. Okay. Okay. So culture is the shared way of life. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and share my screen on this. You really didn't give me a definition, so I don't know what. Actually, it was like you said, it was very vague. It didn't really mean nothing. Okay. So I got the definition on the screen, and I got some visuals to give you an idea what culture is. Okay. So your vague definition, I agree with some things. It is definitely a shared view, right? Culture is the shared way of life of a group of people. It includes there. We are the group in this subject. Okay, so it is values, what they believe is important. Our belief system over here, we don't mess with pedos. Jamaica has a high tolerance for it. We don't. Okay, that's our culture. We don't believe in harming kids. They're off limits. We have things like that, some values like that. And there's other things that in the South, we got Southern hospitality. So these are some of the cultures, right? So now customs is how we celebrate, greet, mourn, and worship. Okay, language, which is slang, and we have cultural food. Music, dance, and art. And we know we got that. Okay, then you got dress and fashion. We know the entire world dresses like us, and they dance like us, and they talk like us. All right, so let me scroll down. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, social norms and spiritual beliefs, right? Rituals, storytelling, and humor, right? So, okay, now it's passed down. Culture is passed down through generations and often evolves in response to history, oppression, geography, resistance, and self-expression. So culture actually evolves under those conditions and it's passed down. That means what I done, the generation before me has done it, and before them have done it. Before that, that's culture, right? And our food has definitely been passed down for hundreds of years. Okay, so now the question more specifically is what is Black American culture? Black American culture, aka African American culture, is one of the most influential. Okay, this ain't me. This ain't me. This is AI. We got one of the most it's one of the most influential and resilient cultures in the world. It was born from the legacy of slavery, segregation, migration, and survival, and turned pain, struggle, and spirit into art, innovation, and power. Because we are a culture, my boy, of innovators. If you need me to explain that, what innovation is, I can if you don't know or you're not too sure. But our culture is hands down innovation. We are innovators. Okay, so innovators just mean something that's already in existence that was invented by somebody else. We take that, mix it up, and it becomes better, more useful, and more popping, more litty. Okay, by our reintroduction of that same thing that was already invented. We get our hands on it, it's popping. And we make alterations to it. It's not the same thing that was already there. That's being innovative. We are probably the most innovative people in the world. Okay. So let's go on. Let's go on some other things. And again, anytime you want to chime in, just go ahead. I don't mind because I'm reading, so I'm not gonna lose focus.
Right. You had to read stuff to talk to you. That's so good.
Yes, okay, brother. Our culture is. I just said that we probably got more culture than anybody in the world. Yes, brother. It's a lot of stuff.
All right.
Now,
All right, man.
okay.
So you done now?
No, I'm not done.
Okay.
Because Yeah. I mean, brother said, hey, chat. That's what I mean, and that's why that's why sometimes we'll say the word white supremacist, coon, or tethered. All right. So to us, that means the people who we're conversing with, there's no sincereness, there's no sincerity in them to want to actually learn and know something. Like they ask questions just to have the one up or a gotcha, but like there's no
No, I was legitimately asking if you done because I was
okay.
gonna start.
No, because you said something about reading. It's like, yeah, brother, our stuff is basically read. It's not something recalled because there's so much stuff that is in our culture. So, for example, music and sound. All right. Matter of fact, I'll do this for you. I will be done. Uh, I'll do this for you. I'm gonna go back up and I'm done. Actually, I'm gonna do that for you. I'm actually done. Let me just read it over and I'm done. Okay, so values, stuff we believe in, we find important, customs, the way we celebrate, greet, mourn, and worship, language, slang, food, music, dance, and art, dress, fashion, social norms, spiritual beliefs, rituals, storytelling, and humor is passed down through generations and it evolves in response to history, oppression, geography, resistance, and what get out my way resistance and self-expression. And there's one small tiny paragraph again. Black American culture, aka African culture, is one of the most influential and resilient cultures in the world. Again, that's not me, that's AI. It was born from the legacy of slavery, segregation, migration, and survival, and turned pain, struggle, and spirit into art, innovation, and power. That's it. I'm done. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna start when I have this conversation. I like to start from my stance, and I'm gonna promise I want to not deviate from that stance. You don't have to. You're not saying I'm gonna make you agree with me. I doubt this conversation is gonna end with you agreeing with shit I say, but I'm just gonna be consistent on my stance. So my belief is that culture, the template for culture starts from the. Why am I not on the phone? Whatever, man.
Yeah, you might want to. Wait. No. Okay, shit. No, it just got there because I was sharing. All right. So I never switched it. Hold on, I never switched it. Hold on. Because the whole time, I believe I was sharing. Hold on. Ain't nobody gonna call you anyway. All right. Hold on. Wait. So your name Jay, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So next time you call in, just immediately say, "Hey, switch my name." Like before we even, because normally when you call in, even the first time you called in, I say, "Hey, don't say nothing. Let me you know, change your number." So this time, I totally forgot, but it wasn't being seen like that because I was sharing something, I guess. I'm not sure because I wasn't looking at my computer screen until now. I was in the background, moving around. It's my first time like actually sitting down. But go ahead.
So when we're speaking on culture,
Nah, hold,
this
hold,
is my
wait, wait.
this is not a
Wait, hold on.
huh?
I want it to be clear. You're back in the robotic um position. I want the voice, your explanation to be clear, so it can get through. So you could try again, but you were just breaking up really badly.
You know,
Yes, I hear you now.
uh, when we're speaking on culture, I like to use the East as a great template. And when I
The
say
East,
the East,
the East,
the East,
the East
right,
what?
the East.
East Coast?
I'm speaking. I'm just speaking. When I'm
Well,
speaking on culture, I like to
wait.
use the East.
First of all, brother, you are breaking up for one. Okay, you're not clear.
Right.
And then, brother, try to not be vague. I mean, that's really like disrespectful.
I'm not gonna be vague, man. I'm gonna run it down for you, bro.
Okay. But
You
I'm
can
saying,
hear me.
yeah, I hear you a little better. But hold on, before you go. Okay. When I spoke, I was very clear. I even added clarification to the things I read.
We
Brother,
have an audio problem. I can't do nothing about it. I'm speaking clear,
wait,
bro.
I'm not talking about that. Well, you are having some issues. Wait, I don't know. It might be me. Let me ask the chat. Hey, chat, is he, because you might have a point there. Chat, is he breaking up or is it just me? Let me know and I'll change my headset. But brother, what I was saying was, if we're learning, you got to look at me as I'm trying to learn you and you're trying to learn me. Okay,
I got
don't
you. That
say,
makes sense.
okay,
No
I got it.
problem.
So don't say east, because if I'm learning, east what? East Coast? East,
All right. But
east.
I wasn't gonna elaborate.
So can you just explain what the east is before you go further? Because that's going to cause my imagination to think of.
East, the East started with Africa,
Okay.
Middle East, all the way to East Asia.
Okay, go ahead.
That's what I meant by it.
All right, okay. Yeah, because brother, you just can't say that and not be specific.
Those regions right there are the most richer culture. They're good backdrop if you want to compare. We were talking about culture because it has so many traditions and values that have survived the test of time, which made them valuable. So if I'm using that as a template, and I look at society in America, then I say, this is why, in fact, American society has always been susceptible to attack, because we never had a culture. We've never been autonomous. See? And not as big in entertainment and celebrity. It's about our daily lives. Our daily lives. Our collective. What is the community? There's no community. That's one. I just said we've never been autonomous. You said we're the most innovative. I beg to differ. Because if we, God forbid, were to just fall off the earth will still spin. What is our major contribution? It has to go past entertainment, style, music, just things that do not truly matter. Then another thing I'll say, what is our ethics? Our ethics is all over the place. We got one element, one side is pushing a criminal element. Don't snitch. Degenerate behavior, deviancy. Anything righteous, anything good is pretty much shamed. We have a lot of propaganda attacks have attacked us over the years, leading into a lot of misdirection. So when I say that a culture needs to be established, that should be priority, because a lot of things couldn't happen if there was an actual culture in place. If there was an actual culture in place. A real culture, not no gimmick entertainment BS. And I got an example. I got a scenario that happened just the other day where I could use as a sort of like a microcosm of what I'm saying right now. I seen a video online the other day. It was a young black dude. Dude looked like he's in his early 30s. He could be in his 20s. He was a pilot. He was a pilot walking through the airport. And the brother had a look that, cliche black culture. He had those, it wasn't cultural dreads. I'm not even sure if they actually constitute as dreads, but his dreads look like, the dreads Quavo has? But he had like those type of the dude looked like a straight Migo. He had grills in his mouth. I don't remember if he was tatted or not.
It probably was.
He's walking. Wait, and he's walking through the airport, and he was talking about how he catches flack for how he looks. And the reason I had to bring that up, and I said, wow, I will always remember this video right here, because that video is a perfect example of when the fun stops and people are serious. It shows how irrelevant what we deem as black culture really is. Because when people are ready to fly, they're not playing. It's a serious time. And the dude is not playing. He wasn't joking or nothing. He's just walking through the airport, and he's just talking about his daily experience being a young black pilot. And it just goes to show that when people are serious and it's crunch time, the fun stops. The swag is irrelevant. The quote-unquote culture that we think we have is not it. Not to say the man wasn't a skilled pilot. Not to say he wasn't qualified or talented in his field. It just goes to show that when shit is real, this quote-unquote black culture that we think is the end-all, be-all, which is a bunch of confusion in actuality, is not a strong culture as we think. Some will say, how could you say we don't have culture? We have hip-hop. Bro, my mother's older than hip-hop. Your mother's older than hip-hop. You damn near older than hip-hop. What was we doing before hip-hop started? Hip-hop is 50 years old, my guy. You understand? Hip-hop is 50 years old. There's people right now who have outlived hip-hop.
So, brother, are you preaching? Because you got to land your plane, bro. You just said a lot. Right now, you're not even like going anywhere. Like your plane just circling around
in the air. I'm not going nowhere. Like right, you got to. You gonna really play that game, bro?
Yeah, you got. Yeah,
you gonna play that game, son?
All right. Okay. Relax. Okay. Because you said something about culture, and if we had culture, we wouldn't have the problems we have today. I guess like the negative problem. You said culture will miraculously.
A lot of things that wouldn't happen if.
Okay, brother. When you were talking, I was completely quiet. You know, I was trying to set the standard. Okay. Now. But I seen you were like you were not landing. There was no sense of direction where you were going. You just kept talking and talking. All right. So you said we had culture. Yeah, you said we have culture. It would protect us from a lot of things. Well, what's protecting Nigeria from a floating slum? You know, because you said the East. We'll start from the East. We went from Africa, and somehow their culture is protecting them from malaria, all these senseless third world diseases, and also is protected the early Africans from eating each other, the pygmies, whatever. Like these guys were straight cannibals, and now they got cows pissing on their heads. They're eating mud cakes, and I don't know what culture is that. Then you look at Haiti, like these guys, the gangs are running the country. What part of their culture protected them from that? I don't even get that. But right now, you have Nigeria with that oil scam, where scamming is Nigeria's culture. And also, Nigeria is number 2 in the world. Jamaica is ahead of them. And paternity fraud. I mean, that became the culture. And then you talk about killing. Jamaica's number 1 in killing. You got brain drain. That's part of the culture. And I think Nigeria's number 1. I think Jamaica's like number 4.
Boy, you heard me say killing just now? Like, yeah, you heard me say killing?
Why are you during my time? I was quiet.
No. That's a question, bro. You heard me say killing?
Brother, you said culture protects you from negativity. So let me just finish real fast. I'm never that long like you, and I have a.
When I said protect, I'm talking from outside attack. I love to talk about white supremacy. I'm talking.
All right. Okay, so you'll have a chance. I mean, the insecurity is just crazy, but I get it though. I get it because I make sense. I'm actually going somewhere. You were just ranting and talking in circles. All right, so
No,
you
man.
said culture protects you from something. What our culture is doing right now is protecting us from tethers like you, and that's why we're saying delineate. But back to the East culture, and you said in innovations, brother. We already know the innovations Africa did compared to us, brother. We 43 million collective now, but we were like smaller, like 10 million. Bro, we till date right now, we have more inventions and innovations than the Caribbean and Africa put together. This small group of black people in America has more notable, more world-changing, world-impacting inventions and innovations than the entire Caribbean and Africa put together. Okay, so we can start right there, and then, but this culture force field you were talking about, y'all culture, I don't know where you from, or you Jamaica, whatever, but y'all culture, African culture is tribalisms. What's so popping about that? What's so popping about tribalisms? Nah, so yeah, if that's culture in your mind, I don't want that. But there is a definition of culture that's not made up by Jay.
All right.
Wait, hold
Okay,
on.
let's use Africa. Since you talk about Africa.
Wait, let me just close out right here.
Since we talk about Africa. No, hold on, bro.
So I can't hold on. Wait, hold on, but hold on. I'm gonna close out first.
Because you just went all over the place. Haiti,
No.
they cannibals, all type of weird shit.
Wait, I'm about to just close out real quick.
Africa. Let's just,
hold on, wait.
Let's just compare something.
Well, hold on, but you just can't talk over me just like that, though. Let me just close out in 10 seconds. That's all. 10 seconds. Just 10 seconds. So, cannibalisms, cow pissing on you, flies all around you, eating rice from the Red Cross, scamming, paternity fraud. If you want to call that culture, fine. But brother, there's a working definition of culture that people, tethers like you, got to run from and make up your own definition, and it's still backfired. That's all. Go ahead.
Bro, you could point out famine, poverty, all you want. So let's talk about the actual culture in Africa. Are you going to sit here and tell me that Africa, in Nigeria, you said? Nigeria doesn't have a stronger community than in Black America? That's a question, bro. Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
Bro,
talking
you heard
on
me,
mute.
man?
I was talking to mute. I was saying, nah, just finish and I'll respond. I don't want to cut in while you're building. Go ahead.
I just asked you a question. I said, you're going to say that Nigeria doesn't have a stronger community than in Black America?
Brother, if you want me to talk, I could talk again for another 5 minutes. But I'm saying, just go ahead.
Just say yes or no, bro.
How about this? I'm going on mute. Finish up.
No, I'm asking you direct questions. Because it's funny. Bro, you could chime in. I'm not telling you to be quiet. It's funny. Even in the comments section.
I like to lead by example. I'm sorry. I like to lead by example and just be quiet as you just build. Go ahead.
No, I asked you a question. My question was, you don't believe that Nigeria has stronger community than Black America? You there, bro?
Brother, you got a few. Go ahead. Listen, just go in.
Oh, I'm asking you a question. Like, why you keep telling me to go ahead?
Because if I talk right now, I'm just going to keep talking. I'm not going to answer the question and
no,
stop.
Just say yes or no. I put it in yes or no format.
Brother, I'll pass. Just go ahead. Go in.
I put it in yes or no format, bro.
I'm declining.
Yes or no.
I'm declining. Go ahead, man.
Oh, man. Yo. I'm a like, bring somebody else up, man. I'm gonna fall back for now, man. The conversation was good though, man. I'm about to leave the crib right now, but
all right. Well,
But the conversation was good though, man. But damn,
yeah.
bro, you stuck in your ways, man.
Hey, I
Ain't too
appreciate
much,
you call.
ain't
I
too much to be
appreciate you.
done with you, bro.
Hey, look, yo, the chat answered your question. Hey, yo, the chat said no. The chat answered your question. So
This chat is a bozo chat. It's an
no,
echo
no,
chamber. I'm not taking your chat
no,
serious,
I'm
man.
saying you wanted
It's a
somebody to answer it.
goddamn echo chamber.
Yeah,
This ain't no opinions
bro.
bouncing off each
Okay,
other.
so
Everyone is in
now he
unison over
wants to
here.
talk. Hey, bro, I'm saying you asked me a question. I was saying go ahead. I'm saying the chat answered for you. So continue. They said no. So continue.
Nah, man, my cup full for now, man.
Yeah, that's my
I'm
point.
off,
Like
man.
you really don't have much to say. That was my whole point. That's why I'm staying quiet. I
Nah,
want you to go in.
what I'm saying is going over y'all head, man.
Yeah, you
The
just
intellect I'm
so
coming
deep.
is a little too heavy for y'all. Man. I'm gonna keep it a
Yeah,
buck.
I get it.
Shit a little too heavy for you.
I
Y'all
know.
motherfuckers are saying oxtail and scab, dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying real stuff, and the shit is just bouncing off. It's not clicking, man. I ain't gonna waste this wisdom on. I ain't gonna just waste my time, bro. You know what I'm saying? But all jokes aside, though, man. I had a good conversation. Unfortunately, we have opposite views by far, but it is what it is.
Yeah, man. I just think, one day when you get off Team White Supremacy, Jock, you'll come around and maybe we can do some old black.
I
Can,
don't know
can
how
we
you
all
I don't know how you connect me with white people, but hey, man, it is what it is, bro.
and then maybe after that we could do some more. Can we all get along type stuff? But people
I
like
don't know,
you,
man. I don't know how you connect me with white people, bro.
okay. But it's
That
just
don't
my
make no sense.
it's just my lonely opinion. So, but people like you though, I'm gonna be for real, for
Yeah,
real.
yeah. Everyone in your chat, everyone in the chat think I'm team white supremacy.
Yeah, but hold on. I mean,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
Do
insane,
you
bro.
want to talk or you don't want to talk? 'Cause now I go to talk. You told me to go. I'm talking.
No,
You're
I'm
cutting.
out though. I'm out. No, I'm
Uh,
out for real though. I'm out. I'm out.
I appreciate you though, man.
All right, man. Hold it down, man.
Peace. Yes, sir. There you go. You cartoon. Okay. I appreciate you. I didn't finish what I appreciate from you. I appreciate you giving me clips. Giving more content to do more premieres tomorrow and the rest of the week to the weekend. Um, thank you for the content. Okay, so man, like y'all gotta know. Y'all gotta know. There's a pattern I do. And I might give y'all the secret sauce. Nah, I won't. And I say, yeah, I'm talking about tethers and white supremacists and trolls, not my family. Yeah, he had that Makoko spirit, yeah. That's that Makoko spirit. That's my new word, Makoko. What is Makoko? Anybody know what Makoko is? Who's been doing their international research? What is Makoko? He had that Makoko spirit. Yeah, he kept saying we definitely. I meant to check him on that, huh? Okay, go ahead, get it. So I meant to check him on that when he said it a couple times, but he said so much it just wasn't important than other crazy stuff he said to address. But he's saying we. I'm gonna tell you why he said we because at one point he's including himself with us, but then he will somehow alienate himself. I don't know what's going on, or he would speak on our behalf, right? Which is on our behalf, which is like insane. Like he called himself a Black American. I'm like, fine, that's what you are. But then he's acting like he's like in tune with Black culture because he's around some Black folks who might be Black American FBA. But I'm like, dude, it's almost like talking to like a woman. When a woman has when she has like some friends, some male friends, she'll think she know how men behave over me. I'm like, man, you do know I had male friends my entire life. All right, well, I have friends too. Yeah, but they always viewed you as a woman though, or a girl. So like they're not gonna disclose certain things to me that they will you. You know, that's just a fact. So he knows more FBA culture and talking points and barbershop points with me. It's like, brother, okay. I mean, if that's how you gonna feel, yeah, if that's how you want to feel, go ahead. But listen, yeah, I've been in FBA barbershops where they do distinguish themselves from people from the island and people from Africa. Like they do. Like they recognize they're all black. They have similarities, but they also identify they are different. And they don't talk the same way when you leave as when you were there. The conversation kind of changes. It's some things that we think we'll say might offend you. And I know it goes both ways. And that's normal. But it just really amazed me how people who are not us know everything about us more than us. He said he understood the Obama argument. Like, oh, really? How could you? When you heard Obama was the first black president, you thought black like you. Like, you didn't consider what we consider. We were saying he wasn't DOS. He's black, but he ain't like us. He ain't black like us. But because you're not FBA, you don't know why it's important. And so many foreigners, so many black foreigners would say that when they, get on social media and start talking their talk. They would say, we don't have the black problem like you have. I heard many Africans say, hey, we don't stand on black because we know we're black. Like we don't have to call ourselves black because we know we're black. Matter of fact, case in point, I should have played this while he was here. Okay. So, but he was caught off guard when he asked the culture question and he got cooked. All right. I gave him a definition of culture and I gave him so many things that we did. Well, I gave him bullet points what's part of culture and how we have culture and all those bullet points. I didn't even read like the finer points of it. Okay, but anyway, let me show you how some Africans view black different than us and how some Caribbean people uh, view black different than us. So I'm going to play both clips. Caribbean and African. I'm going to start with the Caribbean first. Give me a second while I roll through my clips. All right. So I got the clips up. All right, let me share my screen.
This isn't necessarily the way how African Americans prioritize blackness isn't necessarily the same way in which an immigrant would prioritize their blackness. So, you know how African Americans will say, oh, black writer, black creator, black artist, black lawyer, black doctor, black woman in STEM. No, when we come to this country, it's immigrant or nationality. Maybe our careers next, and then whatever else comes after that. So immigrant, Jamaican, marketer, whatever else comes after that. The issue.
So we have immigrant, nationality, their career, and the word black is not in there at all. Okay. So that's why I personally get confused when they pick and choose when they're black. When I say they, I'm speaking about foreign blacks, foreign immigrants. I can't say black because some of them don't believe they're black. Okay, so, but what they're saying is they don't value blackness because it's clear that they're black. That was never, in question because they come from countries where majority of them are black. Yeah, so they don't have like a black power type of movement, okay? Because more than one reason, but she made it very clear. One more time.
Black doctor, black would prioritize their blackness. Americans prioritize blackness isn't necessarily the same way in which an immigrant would prioritize their blackness. So, you know how African Americans will say, oh, black writer, black creator, black artist, black lawyer, black doctor, black woman in STEM. No, when we come to this country, it's immigrant or nationality, maybe our careers next, and then whatever else comes after.
So in other words, I see that as they look at immigration as their blackness. So their immigration status is equivalent to what we say. It means that much more. It means the same as much importance to them as black to us. Okay, if she held that high.
After that, so immigrant, Jamaican, marketer, whatever else comes after that. The issue.
So when we say we're black, they will say, according to her, we say we black. They say they're immigrant. So I would look at that as delineation on their part.
Issue that you're Jamaican, marketer, whatever else comes after that. The issue that you're having is we don't see ourselves as one of you.
Oh, that sounds like you're being divisive. But they say we started this. Explain.
And the reason that we don't see ourselves as one of you is not
Okay.
because of blackness.
Okay. So they don't look at blackness at all as a sense of identity, immigrant, Caribbean, or nationality, Jamaican, African, whatever. The career and the word black ain't there at all. Okay, got it. Look at the next. So she represents the Caribbean. All right, so let's go to Africa. How do they view black? Is it any different?
The Haitian.
Let me say that again. I am not black, okay? Hear me out. Growing up, my mom absolutely hated when we refer to ourselves as black.
Growing up in Nigeria, her mom hated when they called themselves black. So when we say Obama wasn't black back in 2004, I mean, we weren't really wrong.
She's like, you're not black, you're Nigerian, you're African. I feel like the term someone is black obviously comes from the slave era, but it also just describes displaced people that don't know their heritage. So I feel like people that do know their heritage, to try and curb racism in some way, people are going to be racist. Ignorance is ignorance. You can't, but just to curb racism in a small way, stop referring to yourself as black. If you know where you're from, you're raised in a certain household. Somalians are Somalians, Ethiopians are Ethiopians, Nigerians are Nigerians. Like, if you know where you're from, why refer to yourself as a color? I feel like when we say black, it just sounds so harsh, and like, this is black. I'm brown. I'm Nigerian at the end of the day. Like, that's who I am. That's where I come from. Let me say that again. So I understand when you say Black British or Black American, because you don't know where you're from. You're just a person of color in the city that you're in. Obviously, you still be treated the way you're treated, but just like, I feel like when I hear someone refer to me as black, it just sounds so harsh, especially coming from a certain demographic. I think if you have the privilege of knowing where you're from, you shouldn't refer to yourself as a color, because it further, pushes the racism narrative and further.
Here we go. All right, let's get it in.
Okay, so we got it from the Caribbean. We got it from the continent. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say. Right now, okay. Like Jay-Z said, what more can I say? What more can I say? Yeah, they be outside their country talking all this. The one Caribbean woman was in America and she's over there in the UK somewhere talking about their homeland and their heritage. Uh, it confuses me every time. Boy. So we be confused sometimes, right? Uh, there's one Dominican dude I work with, very dark skin, right? Um, looked like he could be from Africa or Haiti, you know, but he spoke 100% Spanish. I mean, he spoke English too, but he was Dominican. So I was talking to him one day and I referred to blacks, including myself, but I did not include him. Okay, so this is many, many years ago. And I said, yeah, man. I said, y'all, and I said, us blacks. And he was highly offended. He said, he's black too. And I was like shocked. I was like, I didn't know. Like, and he ain't really been cool with me ever since. So again, it's not my fault. The Caribbean and the continent Africa, they are more inconsistent with black, right? They're not consistent with identifying themselves as black. We don't have that problem. We say black, first black president, first black writer, everything she said, first black this, black that, black on, we call it black on black crime. We don't call it African American crime. Okay. So we don't have any problem embracing the term black, but as you can see, some foreigners they do. So that's why I don't know when to include or exclude. I'm offending one, I'm offending others. So like no matter which way I do it, I'm offending somebody. Because she said her mom said, do not call yourself black. Okay, so her mom said it because that's their culture. The sister from the Caribbean, same thing. Immigrant, nationality, our career, and this blackness y'all talking about, you can have that. She said, the issue y'all having is that we don't see ourselves as one of you. That's called being divisive. Her and the Nigerian woman. And, we just, I'm going to be honest, we held on to that Pan-Africanist bullshit longer than everybody else. So now that we are like looking at it for what it is, like blacks across the ocean has already divided us from them. And we, for the first time, it's like seeing it with a clear lens. Like, oh, damn, it's up and it's stuck. Okay. And that's why we're late coming to the party of delineating. We're late. We're late. Everybody from the diaspora and the continent Africa has already done that. Okay, but now we want to do it. You guys are divisive. Yeah, like you, right? Yeah, so listen, man. Look, chosen, if they don't want to be black, they're not black. And it's that simple for me. Like I'm not going for. I don't do what they do. Tell I don't tell them what they can't call themselves or what they have to call themselves. Like, hey, man, what do you want to be today? You want to be team white supremacy or Pan-Africanist? Okay, but let me just go ahead and play the whole thing for you because I didn't play it because I didn't play the whole thing. Hold on, let me share my screen.
Absolutely. Let's break this down with clarity and then celebrate Black American culture with a list that'll make you proud. What is culture as it relates to an ethnic group? Culture is the shared way of life of a group of people. It includes their values, what they believe is important, customs, how they celebrate, greet, mourn, worship, language slang, food, music, dance, and art, dress fashion, social norms, spiritual beliefs, rituals, storytelling, and humor. It's passed down through generations and often evolves in response to history, oppression, geography, resistance, and self-expression. What is Black American culture? Black American culture, a African American culture, is one of the most influential and resilient cultures in the world. It was born from the legacy of slavery, segregation, migration, and survival, and turned pain, struggle, and spirit into art, innovation, and power. Here's a powerful list of what makes Black American culture so rich and real. Music and sound, spirituals and work songs. The original soundtrack of survival. Gospel, soulful praise rooted in church tradition. Blues, pains, poetry, rhythm. Jazz, pure Black genius and improvisation. R&B soul, from Marvin Gaye to Beyonce. Hip-hop, global revolution born in the Bronx. Trap, crunk, bounce, go-go, Detroit jit, regional sounds. Call and response, deep African tradition. Dance, stepping and strolling, HBCU and fraternity tradition. Breakdancing, foundation of hip-hop. Twerking, rooted in African waist movements. The electric slide, the wobble, cha-cha slide, Black cookout classics. Chicago footwork, Baltimore club, Detroit jit. Regional dance styles. Fashion rags, gold chains, hoop earrings, grills. Streetwear and sneaker culture, HBCU jackets, stoles at graduations, afros, box braids, locks, twaves, church hats, and Sunday best. Food, ancestral recipes, fried chicken, collard greens, cornbread, mac and cheese, yams, chitlins, oxtail, black-eyed peas. Barbecue culture, especially in the South, sweet potato pie, peach cobbler, hot sauce on everything. Language and communication, African American vernacular English, rich, rhythmic, layered. Iconic phrases, say less, period, I'm dead, you got me messed up, etc. Slang innovation that spreads globally. Code switching, navigating dual worlds. Faith and spirituality, Black church culture, sermons, choirs, shouting, tambourines, Nation of Islam and Black Muslims. African spiritual practices, Ifa, hoodoo, root work, reclaiming heritage. Revival of African-centered spirituality. Storytelling, comedy and expression. Stand-up comedy, from Richard Pryor to Dave Chappelle to Monique. Spoken word poetry, truth-telling through rhythm. The Dozens, roasting and witty wordplay. Barbershop and beauty salon culture. Spaces of wisdom, healing, and storytelling. Education, resistance, and tradition. HBCUs, historically Black colleges and universities. Black fraternities and sororities, the Divine Nine. Black Lives Matter movement, Juneteenth celebrations, Black History Month, Kwanzaa, Emancipation Day, MLK Day. Movies, film, and TV, Spike Lee, Ava DuVernay, Tyler Perry, Ryan Coogler. Classic Black TV, Martin, A Different World, The Fresh Prince, Girlfriends, Black-Centered Cinema, Love Jones, Boys in the Hood, Malcolm X, The Color Purple, Black Panther. Values and worldview, community and collective care. It takes a village mentality, respect for elders and ancestors, survival through joy, humor, creativity, freedom and self-determination, expression as resistance. Final thought. Black American culture is a cultural masterpiece shaped by fire, built from centuries of displacement and dehumanization, yet responsible for some of the most powerful art, sound, language, and soul on the planet. It's not monolithic. It varies by region, generation, and belief. But at its core, it's about resilience, expression, brilliance, and love for community.
You have said that you resent the idea of being called an African American, that
Yes.
you are a Black American.
Yes.
Explain.
I think that when they call Black people who were born and raised for generations in this country, if you accept the handle of African American, that says that you don't accept being an American American. You don't accept being born in Chicago or New York or Detroit or wherever you were born. For generations your family has been here, you know, built this country too. Sweat and tears and all that, you know, fought in every war, okay? So this is my country here. So I don't want to be called African American. I'm an American American. My people have died and done everything for this country.
You
Always going to be known as a Black American. I can't call myself an African American because when they want to separate us, then they say we are African American. But remember this: when I'm competing in the Olympics, I didn't compete on an African American Olympic team. I competed on an American Olympic team. So don't separate me when you want to separate me.
I am not an African American. I'm an American. I am a Black American. I am definitely Black. And yes, my ancestors come from Africa. How long does a bloodline have to live in one land before they are considered a pure species of that land? Meaning, how long did my people have to be in America to say, hey, no, we're American, compared to some people who are English American, who are Irish American, who are German American from their ancestors, but they get to call themselves American. There's nothing wrong with being African American, but a true African American is someone that is from Africa and moved here, either first generation or second generation, and has a tie to that country that I do not have. One of the first census in Virginia that allowed for Black people to have a name was somebody from my family. So that means they were there long before.
There's a mixture. We are a mixture. What makes us foundational Black Americans, that we're mixed with the indigenous and we're mixed with the Africans who were brought over during the slave trade. And then we had an ethnogenesis. So we became a whole new ethnic group. And that ethnic group was the foundation of the United States, making our ethnic group indigenous to the United States, because we're the first ethnic group of what would become the United States, who built it. We built this thing from scratch, so that makes us indigenous. Unlike the Europeans who came from somewhere else, we were created here. Our ethnogenesis is here. But the thing is,
70% quote unquote African, 30% white, European, right?
That's salute. That's fine.
You can't tell me that I'm just African though. See,
but look, you picking and choosing.
No, I'm saying I'm both. I'm both
my
things.
girl.
Like when you talk about when you think about the fact that slave women did not have control over their own bodies.
You're right.
Right?
Yes.
You know that you are going to, that's why we run the gamut all the way from as light as me to really dark skin. We run the gamut. That's why. So it's people want us to kind of, I don't understand the need of somebody needing me to be African. I'm an amalgamation. That's what it means to be American. That's what it means to be ADOS in this country. We are an amalgamation of different things. We are unique. So yeah, some of our ancestors came over here, were brought over here, chattel slavery. That's true. Some of them intermarried. Some of them some of them come from women who were the victims of. All of that is our history. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, man, which I think, hey, yo, they try so hard to come over here and get a gotcha moment with me. They try so hard. I mean, it's just sad. Like the dude was clearly not interested in like learning and getting to know my answers and respond to my answer. He said some things about Tariq Nasheed. I said, brother, you have the right to have an opinion. I gave him credit. I said, bro, I'm not trying to make you like Tariq Nasheed. There are some things that Tariq Nasheed does, I'm sure will piss you off. Like I said, he brags about being petty. Some of us don't mind petty. Some people do. And the people who do, they probably not going to like Tariq. 50 Cent is petty. Some people don't like 50 Cent simply because of that, and other things as well. So I'm like, it's okay for not everybody's not gonna like everybody. It's okay. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. But I said, but when you start making charges, you have to justify them. You say he was a grifter, couldn't prove it. You said Hidden Colors 1 and 2. If he watched it over, he would grimace because somehow it's going to say things that he disagreed with today. I challenged him on that. He couldn't even show that example. Okay. Um, just what else? What other charges he did on Tariq? Um, just he just was wrong. And then he said Hidden Colors 1 and 2 was about how FBA origins came somewhere else, started from somewhere else. I said, no, the hell it wasn't. Hidden Colors was about hidden information from Black people all across the world. It could be the information can be about Black people themselves. That's all across the world, or something they invented, something they contributed to, or things like that. Something interesting, But and he just left that like he never said it. Just like, and a lot of them do this, man. They call in, they're not trying to learn, or learn me or get a legitimate quality answer. They're calling just to get an aha moment, but it doesn't work. Look, okay, let me show you something. Every time I add music, I get flagged. And it's supposed to be free music on top of that. Every time I add music that's supposed to be free, I get flagged. Yeah, I even wrote one comment. I said, yo, how you let me how am I able some things they'll charge you, like these editing things, software, something they'll charge you because they'll say, hey, if you want to access this, we'll charge you. But everything else, it comes with the program. So I use the things that just with the program. I go to upload it and I get copyrighted. So I said, yo, why? And he kind of did like a sideways explanation, like kind of like Tether Babble or Bad Business Babble. So I'm like, when you edit a movie, I mean, like so they had to consider when you edit a movie, you're editing to upload it. Like you think everybody just do a business presentation? And most people who edit videos, is doing it for online. All right, so here's an example of someone trying to get a gotcha moment and it backfires. give me one country out of the million that's in that Pan-African bullshit. Give me one country that produced something like Mitsubishi, equivalent to Mitsubishi today. Give us one thing, one company that's equivalent to Mitsubishi. Go ahead.
Okay. Burkina Faso just started producing their own cars in Africa. They just started producing their own electric cars.
Oh my God! And wait, first of all, what country is this, by the way, that got this car?
Burkina Faso.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me look this shit up because you be lying. Hold on, 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I know you. That boy will lie if you don't fact check it. Hold on.
Okay, it's called Either Way.
So, what is your claim that you're saying about this car? Okay, so I know he was lying. I kind of lined him up for this lie that he had, and I pulled it out of him. But before I went to go ahead and debunk him, I made him reinstate his claim about the lie. So I asked him again. I said, okay, God, I know what he's gonna do. I'm gonna debunk the claim, and he's gonna say, nah, that wasn't my position. So I had him reiterate his position about this pseudo electric car in Africa company. So what is your claim that you're saying about this car company? Peace, Rose.
That Ibrahim Traore started a electric car company.
Would you consider yourself a good researcher?
I'd say I'm a decent researcher.
Okay. So, chat, I'm sharing my screen.
The topic of Ibrahim Traore, the young military leader and transitional president of Burkina Faso,
allegedly launching or supporting a car manufacturing initiative has been circulating online, but it contains a mix of truth, exaggeration, and myth, especially on social media. Let's break it down carefully. Who is Ibrahim Traore? Born in 1988, Traore became president of Burkina Faso in September 2022 after leading a military coup. He is known for his Pan-Africanist rhetoric, strong anti-imperialist stance, and pushing for economic independence from France and the West. He has received strong support from youth movements and anti-colonial activists, including online across Africa.
Online warrior.
The claim: Ibrahim Traore launches a Burkinabe car brand. The truth: 1. There is a Burkinabe car manufacturing initiative called Limo, short for Limousine Ouaga, which has been promoted in Burkina Faso. The company is not owned or founded by Traore, but he and his government have shown interest in promoting local industry and manufacturing, including automotive projects.
You're done.
The cars are assembled locally, using a combination of imported and local parts, often in collaboration with engineers trained abroad, especially in Tunisia or Germany.
You're done.
There are also local innovation initiatives, including prototypes of electric vehicles and utility cars, tied to Burkina Faso's goal of economic self-sufficiency. 2. Ibrahim Traore supports national industries, and the promotion of a homegrown auto industry fits with his Pan-Africanist and sovereignty-focused agenda.
Bullshit.
He has highlighted national innovation, particularly among youth and engineers, which fuels the narrative of Burkina builds its own cars.
Here we go.
The myths and exaggerations. One myth: Burkina Faso is mass-producing cars under Traore's leadership. False. There is no large-scale car manufacturing plant in Burkina Faso currently producing vehicles at scale like Toyota, Hyundai, or even Nigeria's Inasan Motors. Most vehicles are assembled in small numbers, more as symbolic or pilot projects than a true car industry.
Oh my God.
2. Myth: Ibrahim Traore personally created a car company.
Myth.
False.
Bullshit.
He did not invent or personally launch a car brand. The narrative is mostly symbolic, used to emphasize his focus on national pride, anti-colonialism, and African potential. 3. Social media amplification. TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube videos often exaggerate claims like Burkina builds its own Tesla, or Traore's electric car industry will rival the West. These are clickbait and often misinformation. Images and videos used to support the claim are often misattributed from other African or Asian projects.
Oh my God.
Conclusion: claim true or myth. Explanation against jihadist groups. Burkina Faso has a car project. True. Small local assembly initiatives exist. Ibrahim Traore founded a car brand. Myth: he supports industry, but did not launch it. Traore's government promotes industrial self-reliance, in line with his Pan-African and sovereignty agenda. Burkina Faso is mass-producing vehicles. Myth: no large-scale auto manufacturing currently.
This guy's watching TikTok and goddamn YouTube and Instagram, and that's showing like prototypes of your Asian cars, and he think it's some yo, listen, these folks are known for scamming, bro.
I was misinformed. I was misinformed. I was misinformed. I was misinformed. Well, can I ask you a question though?
Sure.
What in the conception of FBA, what has they produced so far?
Before you ask that question, let me make sure my man Black Manosphere. You still there, Black Manosphere?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Didn't I say every time he get in trouble, he'll mention something else?
I literally admitted. I said I was misinformed.
Yeah, no,
I said I was misinformed.
I get it. But hold on. So what is your claim that you're saying about this car company?
That Ibrahim Traore started electric car company.
Yo, these guys, man. Yeah, you gotta hold that L, Kwame. Yeah, these guys. I mean, look, they will pump and dump. That's a stock term. They will pump and dump like they really have some information to make FBA look bad. That's why I say, man, white supremacy. Okay, nah, that's gonna give me a flag. Okay, so let me get right into it. So this is American Dream. So it seemed like everybody that's been calling in has been heavy critics of FBA. Been Jamaican. Like we had one person from Trinidad, and that was Hassan. But now I do know most. I think Jamaicans and Nigerians are like the most black immigrants are Nigerian immigrant. I mean, and Jamaicans and Nigerians are like the most immigrants in the country, I believe. But damn, it seemed like some Jamaicans like they got it in for us. Some, not all, because Tiger Jamaican and he's cool. He's a realist. But like I said, only one Trinidadian called in. Mostly Jamaicans called in. That's like interesting to me. Like you would think the other folks to the island would be calling in because they're not as acquainted with us as Jamaicans. But yeah, this is interesting. All right, so this is American Dream. That's what they call themselves. And again, they just challenge me for no reasons, and they be 10 toes down. It's like, why do y'all do that, man? Challenge me and at least be educated on the topic. So I said, you know what? Let me start making clips because I never make clips of these guys. I said, let me make clips to shame them, to discourage other folks coming over here and just time wasting, just lying, just making up stuff on the fly.
Right, but here's the difficulty I'm having understanding this, right? In my estimation, slavery is what fueled the economy of the South.
Right.
And industrialization.
And North.
No, slavery was very limited in the North.
No,
90%. No, slavery was very limited in the North.
Brother, and you can see this is not supposed to be a debate. I'm just like, I wanted to keep going, but I wanted to like add clarity, like, hey man, also the North. But he's saying no, not the North. I'm like, oh my God, here we go. Like these guys don't want to be right. They want to just push their agenda. Listen. Let me help you out. The North actually funded slavery in the South. So let me help you out. The South directly ran the plantation and they directly benefited. But the North banking, their banks were funded by that. So the North would have ideas or like an invention, and they'll sell it to the South to help the slavery be more successful. So if they have something,
that. That's not true.
Okay, brother.
I think what you're saying is not true.
Okay. So this guy said, I don't believe that He said it's not true. And then he tripled down and said, I think what you're saying is not true. So I'm just known for just making stuff up. These guys come over here and cheerlead and soak up game so often. And all of a sudden, when they call in, I just make up information. Like this dude just he set himself up just to get dunked on by Zion Williams' two-hand tomahawk dunk. Hey, so brother, look,
I think the North was opposed to slavery.
So I'm gonna do a whole. Yeah, I know I'm cooking them. Every time I move the goalpost, but it don't matter where you move it to. It's gonna be an L. Okay, so now we're here. Number one, how the North benefited from slave labor. Northern banks and finance. This is even worse.
Can you hear me, Ron?
Yeah, I hear you good. How the North benefited from slave labor. Northern banks, not just New York, northern banks and financial institutions financed Southern plantations through loans and credit. Exactly what I said earlier. They financed the plantations. Banks in cities like New York, Boston, and Philadelphia provided capital for buying enslaved people, land, and equipment. So the North provided the finances for the South. Number three, slave-backed securities and insurance were common. Enslaved people were used as collateral for loans in the North. Example, New York Life. I'll put the North. It keeps saying New York. Okay, whatever. Okay, so Northern shipping and trade. Northern ships transported. So it was the ships, the Northern ships, enslaved Africans during the transatlantic slave trade until it was banned in 1808. So it was the Northerners who was financing the ship. Although the physical labor came
rich
from the
Northerners, Ron. These were rich, wealthy people.
Brother,
that's just a couple of people. That's not most of the people in the North.
So again, he's changing the goalposts. Now he said, I said what I said about the North financing Southern slavery, right? And coming up with instruments to sell to the South so the South can be more successful with their enslaved people, right? He sat there and said, no, you made that up, basically. So now when I prove that to be true, he comes back and say, hey, that's not every Northerner. Bro, why do you think only 10% of white people, it's in between 4 to 10% of white people who actually own slaves. So brother, why would you think I would think every Northerner? Come on, man, just stupid shit, bro. I didn't even give you a number or an estimate. I just say the North was responsible for financing slavery in the South and creating tools and being innovative so Southern slavery could be more successful.
Most of the people in the North didn't want slavery.
Listen, chat. I'm reading it verbatim. He just coming in for, I don't know why. He's saying, look, he's
talking about ship companies. You're talking about shipping companies. Those are wealthy. Those are a couple of wealthy Northerners.
I'm back your dream. This is why they see your time wasting. I'm over here reading the research and you're debating me. Brother, how about go debate ChatGPT? Let me help you out. The North actually funded slavery in the South. So let me help you out. The South directly ran the plantation and they directly benefited. But the North banking, their banks were funded by that. So the North would have ideas or like an invention and they'll sell it to the South to help the slavery be more successful. So if they have
that's not true.
Okay, brother.
I think what you're saying is not true.
Okay, so brother.
I think the North was opposed to slavery.
Profiting from the Southern slave economy, Wall Street and New York's banks grew rich by financing Southern. So they financed, like I said, Southern cotton plantations, slave insurance policies, shipping networks for sugar, cotton, tobacco, and rum. I said rice, let's add in rum in place of rice. Shipping and insurance industries boomed by transporting enslaved people and slave produced goods. New York was responsible while the South was successful, like I said. New York merchants sold tools, like I said, textiles, and food to Southern plantations, profiting from slavery without directly owning slaves. My boy, I'm him, and you are who you are. Okay, let me keep going. So those are examples of these guys just wanting to win, right? They want to gotcha moment on me. And so right now, American Dream got some type of clip on me out of context, uploaded. It's like, dude, like this sound. See, my clips, every clip I got, you have the option to watch the whole video to get the context. These guys actually chop up videos short and then upload them, so there's no source where they got the video from. So you can't confirm if it's in context or somebody chopped and screwed something. You don't know. But like I said, these guys ain't trying to like have a sincere dialogue. They just want to win. Gotcha moment, make a clip. So Nat Turner said, that's medicine, math, high for damn. Show lost his barbershop for real. Looks like what a beautiful thing, yeah. Really? Let me see. Because Joe Butt was going over. No, Adam stated that he's closing down No Jumper. So let's see about this Math High for show. I'll tell you right now where it's at. Yeah, but nah, it's sad. And I was telling him, bro, you are literally repeating talking points for white supremacy, and he didn't get it. It's like, dude, you don't get it because you don't understand our history and what things, what we're exposed to. And dude, you got here yesterday, man. Like you don't know white supremacy. It's impossible. Okay, so let me. I'm gonna play this video. It's pretty deep. Oh man, I'm looking for Math Hopper. I almost forgot what I was doing. Yeah, I'm not subscribed to him, so I don't know what he got going. Wait, what was that? Moments that could change life. He got, what was it, 21 Savage? Okay, so he has a video. He's confirming rumors about something. So let me play this video so he can flag me. Is Mio No Jumper? Okay, so let's look at what he confirmed. Thanks. Who said that? Nat Turner? You put me on something.
We on.
Yeah, that's why I just, I just can't, I just refuse to smoke. When your lips gotta look like that, pause. Ugh, like it reminds me, like it's no different than crackhead. Like I grew up around crackheads, and their lips look like that.
We on. We on. Let me see something.
They actually smoke and cop more than crackheads, which is wild. They get high often they get high more often than crackheads, like these weed smokers who are severely or chronically addicted, like him and people I know in real life.
Yo. Chakra King Black, Danny Myers. Danny Myers in the building. Oh, wow. Hold on. All right, Jaden C. I was going to shout out the people who got in here first. Shout out to you guys. Soul in the Ocean Adventures. Salute. Cool.
I'm sorry, this is a pause moment, but that to me is disturbing right there. How black, I mean, all he does is smoke. That's how highly addicted that shit. That should change your rearrange your whole face.
Holy Marius. What up? Felix Cruz. Wiggs, One Love. Ty Grundy. P-Dot.
And look, let me tell you this. 10,000 live viewers or 10,000 total viewers for a guy who has 1 million subs, that's terrible. And I think he lost 210,000 because I could have sworn this was at 1.21. I could have sworn this was at 1.21. So for you to have 1 million subscribers and end up with only 10,000, that means that most of your subscribers are shelved. Like they don't check out his information. They just too lazy to unsubscribe. And it's probably because they don't want to miss a big interview. Like he might bring on Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar, Tariq Nasheed, Drake, somebody, and they are subscribed for that reason. But they don't tune in. That's horrible numbers for a guy with 1 point. Like this right here should be at 50, 60. Like academics, it got like around him. And for academics, this right here be at 50, 60. Shit, TBA, the Black Authority, when he get done, he be at 30, 40.
Salute. GMFM, Melissa. I can hear you, see you. Peace, young God. What up? Peace, and blessings. I'm in a good mood. We're going to talk. I've been seeing some things, though. I've been seeing a lot of things, but I'm in a good mood. I'm going to tell y'all why in a second.
No, you're not.
It don't cost you no paper, even if you's a mother hater. All right? And then we're going to get into all this stuff that I've been seeing on. It's crazy. It's wild. They get to that. Remember what I said, keep your salute to all of y'all. Right? We're going to play some music, and then we're going to get to the good news.
Here's what you can expect to pay for your tax
I'm
profit.
not
This
on
is
unbiased
backwards.
Ron.
My last tax guy only ever told me the price after he.
Wow. Real reason why Gully TV is smarter than. Yo, come on, man. We got Zip the Drip talking. We got Math Our response to critics. This is sad, the inevitable demise. Bro, like, yo, how is it possible? How is it possible? Look at how many people will line up. Bro.
Yo, this might go under 1 million. So this live right here, it shows on that 1 million.04. This might be under 1 million by Sunday.
Oh, this is crazy.
Because he don't have the shop, that roundtable discussion. Like he doesn't have the personality where people come to watch him talk exclusively. People liked his round table, right? Different personalities weighing in on given topics. So it's a good chance that this is going to drop.
Start this whole thing off by saying, shout out to y'all. Get us feel like is going to everything else. Y'all got to talk shit about other people to say. And I was telling y'all about this last week. New ads for Schaefer. Thank you. It actually placed into rotation. This is like really big for me. It's like really big for me. Every record into rotation. The Apollo Theater of thank you. Oh, I got to do something. While everybody is talking about what they talking about, this is the shit that I'm really like, yo, I can't believe I did it. Shout out to you. Look at this. But meanwhile, this is going on.
Oh, come on.
Hey,
New ADOS.
I will say this though. I can't believe that.
What that stand for? American Descendants of Slaves?
Certain people just need to chill. Like,
oh, and thank you for the Cash App. So the watchers sent the Cash App yesterday or day before, and somebody sent one today. I really didn't get to look at it just yet, but thank you. It could be $1. That's gonna go towards something I'm paying or monthly. Most likely these you know, I got paid for Photoshop and ChatGPT. So donations, thank you. It could be, like I said, $1, $2. I'm paying on my monthly bills that help my life, for my lives be cool thumbnails and graphics. So I'm reinvesting it.
in comparison to Ghost, I'm not gonna front though, yo. I sometimes I get like upset, like how dare these peasants, doing things that people just shit or watching your moves. I don't want to risk.
So what are you confirming?
Featuring Capadonna and Spectre, Kaya feeling first about New York
clickbait
that y'all gonna need to hear. So I'm still, like I said, I'm out of town. I came out to visit my man Hands. Pulled up on my son. As you know, he's in college. Doing his motherfucking thing. 3.88. You heard? 3.88. Doing his average. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did.
Listen. All right, look. You the 50 Cent of podcast is so chill. Look. I know I see a lot of y'all telling me to chill. I'm not chilling. Pull up to the Apollo, have your camera shit, because there's too much hate, bro. Nigga create something wonderful for the culture. And you just sitting around waiting for the demise just so you can be outside. Why did he get 1 million subscribers? How did he get there? Why is everybody pulling up to talk to him? That shit is crazy to me. You niggas got some on that, at least halfway, or you know what I'm saying? The nerve of it. So understand the third. Like I said, man, there's certain things that I stand for. There's certain things that I just do not agree with. And me and son, we don't gotta have no problems or nothing like that or whatever.
Who is son?
But I'm gonna keep my distance. I ain't gonna talk about you. If I see shit going on with you, like I seen the shit going on with you and Mano, this, that, and the third, I'm not chiming in. I'm not talking about you. I'm leaving it completely alone.
Is he talking about Hassan Campbell or somebody from his shop?
Completely alone to fuel my success. I don't need to do that. You commenting, you saying certain shit, knowing that you pretty much violated. You entered the zone that you can't come back from, bro. You feel me? and then to see you copping pleas with it, I ain't even gonna go there. I'm
Live
not even gonna
action
talk
role
about
playing.
that. But like, when I say, yo, I'm done, I'm done. Made my little record. I'm sure y'all heard it. Made my little record.
Nah, we ain't hear it.
And that was it for me. You feel me? Because I don't feel like I need to comment on you for success. I don't need to make $1 off of you.
Who is he talking about?
What can I do? What's the next thing that...
Let me see the chat. The chat be snitching. The chat gonna tell me. So it's let me like that. This chat getting on them. No jumper, not broke. They're avoiding max payout on it. Oh my God, it'd be crazy how people know the inside scoop of podcasts. You need to calculate the humility. You think you're the only person that can talk about people? I really don't see. I don't think math talk about people. Not on his show. I don't think that's a gossip show. Yeah, I don't really see them talking about people like that. So I gotta disagree with that one. Oh they got some good points. Bag fuel up. Yeah, bag fuel grew like that. The bag fuel definitely. I watched bag fuel. I took a break for them because they wouldn't talk about the Fat Joe thing and other stuff. But they had one of my artists on there. But like I said, they ain't bad. I just didn't like their sense of awareness. So when he's talking about the people that okay, I don't think Matt understands YouTube. Matt, look what happened to I am athlete. Invest in yourself, brother. No more. Oh nah, these still running views off that trash music. We're yeah, people are like, Matt, no one except you die hard. You're nobody Matt, nobody except your die weird or hard fans who probably live in Czechoslovakia or something. Do not put your music over. Damn, they are going in. It really wouldn't matter. If his music sells, it sells. I wouldn't care who buy it. Man thinks he's going to get involved to a Diddy type party now. They roasting. That's bad when it's your subscribers are roasting you. Man, are you saying you didn't follow the podcast way? Man, do you think you started the podcast with? Okay, so they going in. The fact that a bunch of people shit talking about you, he got a little bit of support. He got more people getting on him. Humility is a virtue on him. Sorry you lost the barbershop. Your show was awesome. Overhead is a killer. Hope you get okay. So you got some good comment. A bad credit history can prevent landlords from leasing property to prospective tenants. A lower, I don't know what you're talking about. Damn, B, not the greatest show on earth. Losing the shop because they didn't make enough money. That's crazy. I don't know how much how much can a shop charge? You dig? How much? I know it's in New York, but like really, how much? Okay, but as far as math, the red flag with math is this. I'm good at patterns. I'm good at recognizing patterns, right? So when I see you can't get along with your own friends, all your friends drop off, that is let me know that is you. Is you. Okay. And sometimes you have to just know who you are. And so maybe what this says something very key. He said he learned a lot from his failed relationship with 50 Cent. He said, I learned that I can't have no celebrity friends. He said, because I got an ego, they got one, and it's gonna work. So he's admitting he likes to have some yes men around him, right? But you just gotta know yourself. Did he lose his shop or fat? For he said, did he lose his shop over Fat Joe? This an FBA. Yes, I knew it. See, that's why I stopped watching it. He said somebody summed this up for me. I knew it. He said I knew. He said a bunch of nothing. 2 hours of saying nothing. Okay, longtime supporter. That lyricist tongue. So he got a little support. Please, we need like Biggie and Pac. I have so people Vlad will let you record in studio. People joking. Congrats. Oh, says okay, got a little math ain't adding up because he's a duck. But he has just as much, if not more, hate in his comments than he has supporters. That's why that million subscriber thing, that's 1.04, my boy. I could have sworn that was 1.21. Okay, so if you go under a million, bro, that's a problem. If you lost a shot, cool, things happen. But NYC, there are hundreds of big oh boy. So they're gonna spy Trump. That's crazy. Ego ruined everything. So they went to here.
It'd be jealousy.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, like, listen, you have to know yourself, or you need to hang around people who know you. Because a lot of times people like him, Umar Johnson, they become their worst enemy. They run everybody off and they're just by themselves going live in their car. No, like, how can Umar, at least publicly, has no ride or die friends? Now look at math. All buys lump sum. All right. So let me see something. Okay. So this is what I mean. 9 hours, 1.6. I do that. Those are my numbers. These are my numbers. But he got 1 million subscribers, 2.8 one day ago. Those are my numbers. I actually did better than that. Right here. Oh, O stands for my expert opinion. I'm like, what the hell is that? Okay, so he's trying to touch on trending topics, but he's not getting the love. 2,000 views. That's horrible when you got 1 million subscribers. So he had 104,000 because he talked about losing the shot. Okay, so I think I'm gonna click that one. Look, his views is super low. That's crazy. And look, the show you see 13,000, which is still bad. That's horrible for 1 million subscribers. But let's check this out.
Lover never jealous of another. And got test drive. After COVID, he probably didn't, how it kind of gassed a lot of people. I would say it gassed me also. I definitely got caught up in some financial issues and all that. But regardless, I tried to keep the shop and everything running, right? But I'm gonna break down to y'all a situation that I've been dealing with. I've been dealing with this for a little while, and now it's gotten to the point where we don't know what's gonna happen with the shop. Just keeping it 100. Just keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the math not mathing. The math not mathing, son. The math not mathing. But you know, all of this stuff, like, I keep it 100 with y'all, man. I keep
You don't
it 100
say
with
anything.
y'all.
You just rant and ramble.
You know, I've talked about working like regular jobs and shit like that, but none of them shits ever lasted like a real long time. For the most part, the money that I made in the streets, or I made from battle rap, which was kind of like making it in the streets. You know what I'm saying? It took me a while before I figured out, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do that. It was just, you know what I mean? I didn't. My mom's new stuff. You know, my mom started to learn shit of like little bitches and all that shit. But at the end of
Make your browser
Yeah,
fast.
Yeah, he's literally saying
Make your
nothing.
browser safe.
asked me if I felt like it was important to have this shop. So I entered into a situation where I subleased from the person who had it before, right? Now, with this person, you know, and then don't say no names.
I'm not. I said be careful with what you say.
With this person, you know, what started off and seemed like a good situation, after time, it just became,
Yo, why get the video like that in the dark with a spooky light?
you know, not good. You know, when you think somebody's like looking out and doing you a favor, that's what it felt like in the beginning. So after a while, I realized, like, oh, hold on. Certain shit just, like, even the impression
Yeah, he's not saying anything.
the landlord had about me.
Yeah.
Where that came from?
Yeah.
Where did that come? Was supposed to hold the lease for a certain amount of time, so you couldn't really shift all that. You was going.
Yeah, I can kind of just guess what happened with that. When the landlord seen, you know, the celebrities going in there, the views, and that landlord said, "Oh hell no, we were charging." Let me think. New York prices. Okay, a shop like that, New York. I'm a guess. Let's say subleasing. I, I don't know if it has a basement, but I'm a guess. Okay, I'm a guess and say in between I'm gonna say $5,000 a month. I can't really see it much more than that. 7,000 the most, but 60 grand a year. When that landlord seeing that, and like that's probably like a typical rate. That's like not even like raising it up because he's a celebrity. But I think when that landlord seen what that barbershop came to be and the celebrities, and they said, oh, hell no. I want 15, 20, 25 a month. I can almost guess that's what happened. 'Cause that's what normally happens.
You was gonna owe money, and this guy, like, you know, slumlord, he was definitely gonna penalize it. Ain't no way he was gonna be like, you know what, you can have the money or whatever. Nah, that nigga was gonna penalize.
And he was
it.
Indian.
So it was probably in her best interest for me to do it through her.
Yeah.
So now I'm paying her with the good faith of thinking she's paying him. And she's taking care of all the shit. Well, y'all see. Hold on. And
Wait a minute. So that's some sloppy business. So you don't follow what? Yeah, like the whole thing is janky. I'm paying somebody to handle my future, and I don't get to see receipts. I don't get to. There's no transparency. It's just all on trust, and I'm giving her five grand in her hand. Yeah, all she gotta do is all she gotta do is get rent for 3 months. Do you know how long it'll take to get them evicted? She can actually probably cake up like 40, 50 grand, don't pay one bill before they can like get them out of there legally.
I would get these bills for things that didn't make sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the kicker. So I got a bill one time for electric.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at it and I was like, this is impossible.
Bruh. So you had her paying all the bills?
The fucking electric bill was like $7,000. And we shot like 10 episodes last month. So we only been in the shop 2 times this month, right? I'm gonna come back to that. The landlord.
Yeah, this is just whiny. Electric, water, and insurance, plenty of potential damages. Yeah, that just seemed a little whiny. Let me finish.
Always had an issue with us not being here.
During the day, like
Not being like not running the shop or whatever, not making. Yo, so this nigga used to be mad like, why y'all not in the shop? Every time I come here, the shop is closed. Mostly we would shoot at night until we started shooting like during the day or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the shop would be shut down if we not shooting like, if we knocked out 4 episodes.
Okay, so again, he's looking at it as y'all need to be in the shop to make money because y'all barely paying rent. This is an avenue that he could be seeing it from. Like, hey man, like y'all struggling on rent and y'all not open. I could definitely see that because I got some friends who own shops and barbershops, and they're not happy when other guys late or the people they hire is late or don't come in because they know they have a history of struggling to pay rent.
In 1 week, right?
Or if they're cutting hair and running their mouth more than cutting. Nah, like my friends were their owners and they be looking like, dude, bro, you could have so much more money if you just shut up and cut.
That's 2 weeks worth of work. So we might not have to shoot until maybe the end of next week. But if we knocked out like 8 episodes in 1 week, we out for the month. We be going for the month, and this nigga would be complaining that the shop is not open. I'm like, why are you complaining?
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know about that. That's not my business, but man, like I'm just saying, like just a business model. Like, man, you ever heard of hard work dedication? He's in 8 episodes, and that's like a month worth or whatever. It's like, dude, try to have a year's worth. Like try to have I don't know what Vlad looking like, but you want to have like just episodes on episodes, so you could just fall back and just you dig. Don't gotta upload anything for a whole year or 2. Look at Tariq Nasheed and all his videos he's dropping. Yo, I can't even go live because he's dropping something new. This guy's dropping 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I mean, literally. I gotta like sneak to go live. I gotta wait till his live is over, go live real quick, and then try to get off before his next live. But yeah, but you need to be working hard like that, where they just on autopilot, man.
And then trying to play I think they're doing something illegal. What you mean we doing something illegal? Good, yo, why is the barbershop why is it never open? Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention to why. Now I found out why this nigga kept saying that. Chat, what you think? What y'all think it was? Nah, bro, we stopped with the barber shit. For one, there was a couple occasions where, a guest would move the time, and I didn't like telling the barbers that they couldn't. You had an appointment, you got to cancel that and da-da-da. I didn't like doing that. But the thing that really fucked me up is the barbers would have their friends in the shop, and their friends would be sitting in the barber chairs, fucking them up. I don't know what these niggas was doing with these chairs. I don't know what they was doing with the chairs. We walked in one day to shoot.
Yeah, that is like etiquette number 1. That's 101. Like anybody with a barbershop, The barbers know nobody sits in the chairs but customers. Nobody but customers sits in the chair. Like even out of respect, like I said, I got hella friends who own barbershops. I will not sit in that chair. I will stand up unless they say, "Hey, sit down." And I'm telling you, if they are serious about their chairs, they'll have you stand up. They ain't gonna have you sit in that chair. Because those chairs cost money. I'm trying to Google a good barber chair. Those things cost hella bread.
The episode, Mac sat in his chair and the shit just fell over. Nigga almost broke his neck. And nobody ain't say nothing. Nobody ain't say, yo, one of the chairs broke, this, that, and the third. We would just walk in and be like, yo, what the fuck happened to the chair? So after a while, I was like, man, fuck that. Get the barbers out of here, because I don't know what they doing. Not keeping it as a barbershop or whatever, and that was even a threat to the lease. Like, yo, this is supposed to be a barbershop. So the chick that I was subleasing from would start sending me shit like, yo, this nigga's gonna he's gonna try to evict us, or he's gonna take me to court off of this. And highlighted in the lease, it says the purpose of the shop was a barber shop. She's sending me this little clip of it saying that the intention of this shop is supposed to be a barber shop, but with commercial businesses, just like a mixed use, it's still a barber shop. It's just we're shooting the podcast in the barbershop. But you can't tell a nigga, yo, because, you know, y'all don't got this shit open and barbers is cutting people hair, that this ain't a barbershop. It's still a barbershop. You walk into.
Okay, so I can see both sides on that one. Okay, I can see both sides. They feel like, hey, we're renting it. Why does it matter? But from an owner standpoint, he's probably feeling like, yeah, you're not cutting hair. So what happens when you relocate in Las Vegas? And now this community does not see this shop as a barbershop. So when we get barbers in here, nobody's even like the traffic not even coming this way. So the owner's probably looking at it from like the future perspective. Like, nah, I want this to be seen as a barbershop, not a studio. So when you guys move on, people still come here looking to get a haircut. So he's probably thinking about the future, because he's probably like, I know this guy gonna move on.
To the motherfucker, you look around, it looks like a fucking barbershop, don't it? I'm gonna come full circle with all this shit, right? So this electric bill, which continue to grow and get sky high. Peep this, y'all. And I refuse to pay it because it didn't make no sense. Something was wrong. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I'm stuck in between the war that's going on between these two people, right?
So why don't you look at the bill? You know, get some clarity, like how?
So, the person I lease from decides, fuck it, I'm gonna cut this shit. But she don't tell me nothing. That's the ill part. She don't tell me nothing.
Because you ain't pay it, like you said. You said you wasn't gonna pay it. So she felt like you. I mean, did you tell her you wasn't gonna pay it? So you probably both are withholding information.
Nothing. Come to find out, the day that she cut the power.
Hey man, thanks for this, Nat Turner. This became like a soap opera right here. You did.
Here. What y'all think happened? What y'all think happened? It also cut the power in different areas in the building.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
So now the super is like, yo, what's up with the electricity? The power here. It also cut the power in 2 years, like 2 years, without a problem. It's just you keep coming up with these extra.
Yeah, they rent a barbershop just to have conversations. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, in that case, why don't you just buy a barber? Why don't you just buy a building and just put barber chairs in there and make it like a barbershop when it's not, like a studio type